left tackle from Michigan.
If Morley Safer looks like he's up to no good, he is. He's buying an alien ID card, a birth certificate, and a Social Security card. All fake, and all on 60 Minutes, Sunday.
Accidents will happen.
I kidnapped the president's cat!
But will Murphy do the right thing?
I'm going to drive by the White House and fling him over the fence.
All new Murphy Brown. Then on Love and War. Whoa! Will a wild elevator ride finally give Jack and Dana a chance to fall in love? All new Love and War after Murphy Brown Monday. This is CBS.
How can I show you how good this new Panasonic Gow TV is on your TV? I can try special effects to show you the lifelike picture of the super flat system. I can try to demonstrate picture-in-picture and icon menu. But on your TV, it's useless. So what else can I try? I don't know. You just have to see it for yourself.
You could win a Panasonic Super Flat System television to enter. Send your name, address, and phone number on a postcard to Panasonic Super Flat TV, Post Office Box 14, Radio City Station, New York, New York, 10101-0014.
Introducing the MGM Grand Hotel, Casino, and Theme Park, the Lion of Las Vegas. Try to tame it.
In 1930, Northwest installed air-to-ground radio communications. And with a little altitude, we could darn near hear Chicago from Minneapolis.
Is everybody on the line, Bill?
Yes, John, we're all here.
I'll fax it to you.
These days, people can make a phone call without getting out of their seat.
Hi, Mom.
Some people call home just to say hi from 35,000 feet.
Guess where I am?
Some people just know how to fly.
Behind the scenes of the world's busiest airport, tomorrow at 4.
From the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, Georgia, the NFL on CBS brings you an NFC West matchup, the San Francisco 49ers and the Atlanta Falcons. The standings in the NFC West show the 49ers on top at 9-3. A victory today, combined with a possible Saints loss to the Rams tomorrow, would clinch the title for the 49ers. Atlanta still in the playoff hunt and confident that they will be there at the end. Hello, everybody. I'm Tim Ryan here at the Georgia Dome. Much talk this season about low-scoring games. Kickers producing most of the points. Don't worry about that this afternoon. The 49ers, the #1 scoring machine in the league with Steve Young, Jerry Rice, John Taylor against an explosive Falcon team. They've got Andre Rison. They've got the outstanding running back, Eric Pegram. And I've got Matt Millen, whether you like it or not. Matt, welcome to the Georgia Dome. And let's talk about this matchup everybody's already talked about on the NFL Today and all week long. Rice and Dion.
Yeah, not only everybody as fans and coaches and players, but Rice and Dion themselves are talking about the matchup. Now, what Jerry Rice says about Dion is he may be the best corner cover guy in the league. Sanders says Rice gets better as the game goes on, so he'll have to play best in the fourth quarter. And Steve Young's taking the whole thing real simple. I'm going to go after him early, and I'm going after him often, and let's see who the best is.
I guess if there's a question about this 49er team, we all know about their offense. The question has to be, do they have a defense capable of winning the Super Bowl?
Well, right now, the answer would have to be no. When the 49ers are winning championships, defense really was a big key to them. And right now, three things are wrong. First of all, they're young, and they don't really understand. Secondly, they're young, and they're hurt. And they've got to get healthy for that stretch run. But the most important thing that I have seen with this 49er defense is they lack the killer instinct. When they're winning championships, they get a guy down and they kick him, and they're not kicking anybody right now.
The number 20 against the rush, that could mean another big day for Eric Pegram.
Well, Eric Pegram has 192 yards the last time they play. The key for the Falcons is real simple. They're going to win this game today. They have to stop Eric Pegram.
Tony Smith is awaiting the kickoff as the Falcons will have the ball first, and he has the most kickoff return yardage in the NFL. Flag down on this opening play as Smith Smith got to the 30-yard line. Magruder made the tackle. Referee Gordon McCarter will give us the first penalty of the afternoon. Bobby Hebert will lead out the Falcon offense.
Holding number 37 receiving team during the return. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Albert Shelley charged with the holding. That 10-yard penalty will back him up. Mike Ken, Lincoln Kennedy, Jamie Dukes, Chris Hinton, Bob Whitfield. A line that has played very well in the last 5 or 6 games for Atlanta. Eric Pegram having an outstanding year at running back. Rison, Haynes, Pritchard, explosive receivers. Mitch Lyons, the young tight end, the rookie from Michigan State. You'll see a lot of their red gun with 4 wide receivers. Drew Hill will come in for Lyons in those formations. Pegram on first down. Only about 2. Dennis Brown stacks him up, number 96, and Tim McDonald, the safety, coming up, number 46. Defensively for the 49ers, they have a young line now here with 2 rookies, Stubblefield and Artie Smith, joined by Ted Washington and Dennis Brown. Romanowski, Walter, and Johnson, the linebackers. And the secondary, Griffin and Davis on the corners. McDonald and Merton Hanks, who has taken over that starting role several weeks back from Dana Hall. And there is Tim McDonald, the outstanding leader of this defense. He came over from Phoenix as an unrestricted free agent. Second down and 8. Hebert too low for Andre Rison. They'll bring up a third down. Bobby Hebert passing at 63%. He is the number 3 rated passer in the NFC. 12 interceptions, 6 of them in one game last week in the loss against Houston. He had been having an outstanding year in the stats department. He has 19 touchdown passes.
And if the Falcons are going to win this game today, 2 things has to happen. First of all, Bobby Hebert can't throw interceptions. They cannot afford turnovers. And Eric Pegram has to have another big day. So it'll come down to the 49er front 5 or 6 stopping Pegram.
Todd Kelly and Troy Wilson have come in for the pass rush on third down for San Francisco. Hebert has his man. It'll be close to the first down. Pritchard, an outstanding possession receiver, 51 catches coming into the game. And it is a first down Atlanta.
Well, much has been talked about Bobby Hebert's elbow and his throwing arm and how he's really shrunk the field in the passing game. Now what that means, they're throwing really from 20 yards, and Bobby Hebert is most effective in that intermediate range. He was never really a guy who likes to go downfield. Now he'll take his shots, but he's most effective in that 20-yard range.
3 wide receivers with Mitch Lyons now on this first down Atlanta. The Falcons with 3 defenders around. Dennis Brown got a hand on it. Michael Haynes nearly came up with a catch.
Well, Michael Haynes did a good job of doing 2 things. First of all, Dennis Brown comes up field with the pressure. You're going to see him number 96 right here. And he's got to get his big paw on his ball. Now Haynes does a great job of getting in the transition game and going from a receiver to a defender. Watch, the ball's in the air. Now watch Haynes come right to the end. If you're not going to catch the ball, make sure you knock it down. Ball goes off his helmet.
Heads up play by Brown.
Very heads up.
Second and 10, Atlanta at the 28 from the shotgun. Tipped and incomplete. Rison coming back to the ball. It was a little high for him, and he couldn't bring it in.
And again, you know, that's right at that 10-yard range where Bobby Hebert is most effective. Now, the receivers know this, and they also know that Hebert's arm is feeling better than it's felt probably in the last month. He practiced on Wednesday and Thursday, something he had not done now for the last 6 weeks. And you can see he had 6 interceptions last week, and save for those interceptions, the Falcons are right in the middle of that Houston game.
A lot of misfortune for Hebert on that one, too. 2 or 3 of them deflected, and some low snaps from the center, Jamie Dukes, on the shotgun formation led to some of those intercepts. Third and 10. Hebert steps away from traffic and finds Pritchard. Pritchard.
Nice tackle.
It'll be close to a first down with forward progress. Tim McDonald with a hit.
Tim McDonald did a great job of coming up out of the secondary and making Pritchard go backwards. It's interesting in this Falcon offense. There are so many names. You got Pegram running the football. You got Haynes and you got Risen. This is the man who moved the chains. This is the man who comes up with big catch week after week. It's Pritchard. And he falls short right here because of a great tackle by Tim McDonald.
The number 2 pick out of Colorado in '91. Harold Alexander, the youngest punter in the league, his first punt of the afternoon from the 23-yard line. And Dexter Carter, along with Tony Smith, those are the 2 best punt returners and kickoff returners in the NFC. And there's a flag down as they have used up too much time. Falcons didn't get the punt off, and they'll be backed up 5. A late arriving sellout crowd at the Georgia Dome, and it's quite quiet in here so far.
Delay of game, offense, 5 yards, still 4th down.
Gordon McCarter with the infraction against Atlanta. Earlier today, the New York Jets shut out the Redskins 3-0. We don't expect that final score in this game, but one never knows.
Some offensive fireworks up there in Washington.
High punt from Alexander. Carter waves fair catch at the 17-yard line of the 49ers. And San Francisco will have their first offensive possession when we return.
It comes with dual airbags. It meets 1997 federal side impact standards. It has anti-lock brakes. Even the air conditioning refrigerant is environmentally friendly. The new Accord EX from Honda. A car everything can appreciate.
Lure Jensen, they make lures for fishing.
It's a family company that's been manufacturing lures for 60 years.
It's like a family. We're like a family.
My first call, the response was, we're using AT&T and we're happy.
One day he called me and said, now I got to talk to you about this because I'm going to save you some money.
I learned that there were some business solutions we could provide.
I didn't realize some of the things that could be done. Nobody ever explained it to me before.
AT&T is so large. With MCI, I feel like we're their #1 customer.
The versatile Ricoh touchscreen copier. For those impressed by its remarkable brain, consider the body. Precision engineered for heavy duty and high volume. Ricoh's obsession with reliability and performance in a whole new class of machine. And the quality we put into it, you can get out of it right now. Because Ricoh's touchscreen copiers are not only more productive, they're also more affordable. The name to know, Ricoh.
On the NFL today, you heard Leslie Visser talk about a bolt coming down from high on that roof here in the Georgia Dome, and they had a man up there to repair it. He has done so. They had a portion of the field cordoned off while he did his work, but he was finished 15 minutes before game time.
Okay.
Andre Rison getting his helmet pumped up a little bit.
You know, a bolt came loose in his head there, and they had to tighten that thing back up.
That's what he was doing.
That's what it was, yeah.
First down, 49ers from the 17. Play action on first down. Taylor escapes from Darnell Walker and then is angled out at the 45-yard line by Jesse Solomon. Steve Young, the quarterback, coming in as the #1 in the league, 69% passing. Harry Boatswain gets the start for the injured Steve Wallace, who is inactive with an ankle injury today. McIntyre, Sapolu, Tam, and Barton. And Amp Lee for the injured Ricky Waters. Waters out with a knee injury. Mark Logan continues to start ahead of Tom Rathman at fullback. Rathman is in uniform and ready to go today. On first down. In the flat, Jamie Williams, the tight end, number 81. About 4, maybe 5. Williams gets a little tap from the opposing coach. Ron George steering him out. Defensively for Atlanta today, the front has Lester Archambault and Mel Agee, who have replaced the injured Mike Yann and Rick Bryan there. George, Tuggle, and Solomon, the linebackers. And the secondary, Deion Sanders with the rookie Darnell Walker, Scott Case, and another rookie, Roger Harper, the strong safety. Amp Lee on 2nd and 5, got maybe 3. The second-year man from Florida State has carried only 25 times coming into this game.
Yeah, but it's interesting talking to the Falcon coaching staff about Amp Lee. And it's real simple what they said. You know, Ricky Waters is a great player, but Amp Lee, to me, it's a wash, Jerry Glanville said. Amp Lee is as good an inside runner as Ricky Waters, and he may not have the speed, but he has better moves inside tackle to tackle.
On 3rd and 2, the 49ers show 3 wide receivers. Young clears it out for Rice. He is hit. The ball comes loose and out of bounds.
That ball will be spotted where the ball went out of bounds, which will bring up a 4th down.
And he had the 1st down. He was right at the marker when he took the hit.
And what good defense is all about is closing on the football. Rice has it. Now Vinnie Clark takes it from the inside. Your help will come from out inside. See this? Harper with a big hit. Clark, ball goes knocking out backwards, and that brings up a 4th down.
Credit Harper, the rookie, with creating that impact and pried the ball loose.
Good defensive backfield play right there by Vinnie Clark. When you're a defensive back, the main thing you've got to do is know that your help is coming from the inside, so don't give up your outside.
Klaus Wilmsmeyer, who has punted only 32 times, the lowest number of punts in the league. And the flag is down deep as the ball bounces back upfield and is taken out by Romanowski at the Atlanta 24-yard line. Just a 25-yard punt from Wilmsmeyer. And the penalty is against Atlanta. The 49ers had a 4th and 2 in that punting situation.
Well, that will depend when this penalty occurred.
12 men on defense. 5-yard penalty.
Ouch.
1st down.
Mistake. You cannot have mistakes in a game like this. Mistakes come in a form many different ways. You know, you can talk about interceptions, fumbles, but also mental mistakes. Somebody not knowing when they're supposed to be on or off the field. That gives them a big 1st down after the defense done the job and stopped them.
So instead of Atlanta ball, the 49ers have it at the Atlanta 43-yard line. 1st down, opening quarter, no score. Rathman in the backfield. Young sideline is complete. Jerry Rice.
Beautiful.
Another 49er 1st down.
Yeah, that was beautifully done by Rice. Now he gets matched up again in that Sanders thing. And what they do is they run him upfield, and he does a good job. You're going to watch as he works Sanders. First thing, get the jam. Great job by Sanders. Use the sideline as your friend. Now watch him burst upfield. Watch the comeback. Force with the shoulder, now come back. One thing Deion Sanders told me that he really has to work on is keeping fronted to the ball. He doesn't like to get his back turned to the ball.
San Francisco now at the 32-yard line of Atlanta with Dexter Carter in the lineup. Steve Young off to a 4-for-4 start. To the tight end Williams again, and Williams bobbled but held on and picked up close to 5.
Picks up 5, and again 5 for 5 by Steve Young. Jamie Williams with a catch in the middle of the field. You saw the first catch that he had over on the sidelines, and you saw Jerry Glanville run out and slap him on the back. See, Jamie Williams was with him down in Houston, and they were, it's one of his guys. And he loved Jamie Williams, and so he gave him a big pat. Hey, one of those rare catches you get.
Brent Jones has come in for Williams now. They mark it a 4-yard pickup, 2nd and 6. Niners driving with the help of the Falcon penalty. Young flushed, and he'll run it. Sliding in for a gain of 4, Jesse Solomon pins him, and this time Steve Young elected to not take on the linebacker.
Well, the reason he didn't want to take on the linebacker was real simple. There was no place to throw the football. You know, watch, he's going to send out 1, 2, 3, 4 guys in coverage. You get down here, you got coverage, you got coverage, you got coverage, and here's the outlet. nothing's there, he will look and then get back outside. What Steve Young thinks the biggest part of his game has gotten stronger in has been the fact that he'll take off still looking to throw.
3rd and 2 at the 25-yard line. Amp Lee back in the backfield. This is Lee, driven out. Good job by Sanders, short of the first down.
It's funny, we talk about Deion Sanders as a cover man. That was an excellent play by Sanders of making sure he doesn't get the first down. And they swing receiver number 4 out of the backfield, which is your hot read to Amp Lee. Sanders reads everything, comes off, gets the push out of bounds, and that'll bring up the measurement.
It's all right. Quarterback. Just bring it to here. Come here, Steve.
It appeared that Sanders had pushed him out short, but here is the official look.
Tommy, what's the same? Oh, yeah, Tom, okay.
So it's about a half yard as Sanders did his job, preventing that first down yardage from Lee. It looks like the Niners are planning on going here on 4th.
The thing that strikes me watching Deion Sanders make that play is the guy who he really liked to watch was Lester Hayes as a defensive back. Says he talks to Hayes occasionally, picks up different pointers. Well, if he knew Lester Hayes, one of the funniest things Lester ever told us in the huddle, and meant it, was that he gets paid to cover, not to tackle. Lester wouldn't have made that play.
4th down and a half a yard at the 22-yard line. A little less than a half a yard. Jamie Williams has joined Brent Jones, an extra tight end, in a short yardage push. Rathman, and it appears Rathman has a first down.
He didn't get there easy. Jesse Tuggle met him right in the hole, and that's strength on strength. As a linebacker in this league, one of the things you really look forward to is having an opportunity to get a head-up shot. Now, sometimes you're going to take it away, and sometimes the running back is going to be able to get it. And watch, right in the middle, you're going to see Tuggle make the read, get right into the hole. That is very well done. Face up, drive the legs. Pierce Holt on the bottom. Well done by Tuggle.
Steve Young now 6 of 6. First down at the 20. To the end zone. Interception, Sanders. Running with Rice. And coming up, the better man on this play.
And the reason is real simple. You said it, running with Rice. Jerry Rice can fly, but Sanders can zoom.
When regular drills hold you back, send in the Ranger cordless drill from Black & Decker. It goes anywhere to handle all the tough jobs. No strings attached. The Ranger cordless drill, a powerful gift idea from Black & Decker.
The interior of the new Honda Accord creates an open environment. It's roomy and comfortable and available in fine leather. The reinforced body is insulated to be quieter than ever. When you consider everything the new Accord has to offer, it becomes an open and shut case. The new Accord EX from Honda.
Hit it. If you want to feel the music, you've got to have great speakers. Radio Shack's Optimus speakers can surround you with theater sound or put a command performance on your bookshelf, in your living room, or on the road. Come audition over 80 speakers that deliver great sound, no matter what kind of music you listen to. Only at Radio Shack, your Christmas electronics store.
Chanel.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by American Honda, making quality cars in America for the past 11 years. Radio Shack, your Christmas electronics store. Chanel, it wouldn't be Christmas without Chanel. And by Black & Decker, the source of powerful gift ideas.
Deion Sanders' 5th interception in 8 games, stopping the 49ers. And Atlanta with a first down at the 4-yard line. Pegram. Dennis Brown on the tackle and Romanowski there.
Well, right there, that play is an indicator that what they're doing defensively is working. And they want to keep pressure on their defensive ends to try to take care of the outside. And they're going to bring safeties and they're going to bring nickel people up to the line of scrimmage to take Eric Pegram out of the game.
Romanowski, the only linebacker in this alignment, 4-1-6. Dana Hall and Michael Magruder in the secondary, forming the regular 4. Second down and 8. Pegram, not much. If anything, 49ers say they have the football, and they do. The bottom of that pile, San Francisco has come up with a loose ball.
Well, the official has already pointed San Francisco ball, so that's all for naught underneath.
Might have been Magruder, even though Jamie Dukes, number 64, has the ball in his arm. It's been awarded to the Niners.
Watch as they go through. Good job by Dana Stubblefield pushing it back. Now, boom, right there. Artie Smith and Dana Stubblefield stripping the ball. It looked like Artie Smith stripped it with his left arm, and that brings up the turnover.
So the 49ers, who were down close moments ago, have it once more. This time, first and goal at the 6. Still no score, 5:53 remaining. First quarter. Young changing it up. Gets it off in time. The fade for Taylor. Overthrown. Walker had the coverage on John Taylor.
One of the big differences for the San Francisco offense from the middle of the season on has been John Taylor has finally got his legs back under him. Now, last week he got bumped. His shoulder was bothering him. It was even questionable if he was going to play. But it looks to me, and John Madden and I had this conversation, that John Taylor's legs are back and he can finally hit that second gear. And when he's running the way he's capable of, that adds more pressure on his secondary.
43 catches coming into this game, the 31-year-old veteran from Delaware State. Quick flare for Lee. He's got room. Touchdown. And Lee in full gear when he caught that ball. Ran right to the pylon.
Very well done by Amp Lee, and a great job by Steve Young finding him. He's going to swing to the left here. Now inside, that's a great job inside by the pick. And that allows Lee all kinds of room and beat George to the pylon. Watch the pick come from Jerry Rice. They're right inside. George can't get out there, and that allows enough room to get the touchdown.
Mike Kofer for the point after. Amp Lee playing for the injured Ricky Waters. Waters might miss another week or two. The knee injury suffered last week against Cincinnati. Point after is good. And the 49ers have opened the scoring. 5:44 to go in the first. It is 7-0.
Texas Tech battles Oklahoma. The John Hancock Bowl, Christmas Eve on CBS.
The new Accord EX Coupe. There's more horsepower. Handling and comfort are perfectly balanced. It has dual airbags and anti-lock brakes. We've taken it about as far as you can go. The new Accord EX Coupe.
People who smoke. She loves convertibles and Kenny G. Please welcome Bachelorette number 2. She loves to dress up. And her hero is J. Edgar Hoover. She has trouble finding shoes.
Let me see it. Come on. Come on, shake your body, baby. Do that song down. Know you can swim. And you long to feel the rhythm of the music. Getting stronger. Don't you like do that song down.
Recently separated from his wife, this former naval aviator enjoys fishing, long walks on the moors, and delivering insanely dull.
Shaves closer than ever, without hundreds of tests to back it up. Say our new Precision Groove helps the Norelco lift and cut system shave closer without proof? No. We wouldn't say it's our closest shave ever without science, sensors, tests. But of all the tests that prove it's closer, the most convincing requires a personal touch. The new Norelco razors, our closest shave ever.
49ers have opened the scoring here at the Georgia Dome on the Steve Young to Ample's 6-yard touchdown pass, recovering the fumble by Pegram, and that was the 31st turnover of the year by Atlanta. Remember, they went 0-5 at the start of this season, and it was due largely to turnovers, and only 2 teams are ahead of them in that category in the NFL. So they have been costly again early in this game. 5:44 to go. Pegram is one of the deep men. Tony Smith standing at the 2, flanked by Pegram and Jason Phillips. Willie Smith from the 6. To the 26, hit by Dana Hall. Let's go back and have a look at that touchdown play, Matt.
Well, you measure a player by his greatness, and I'm talking about Jerry Rice. Now, everybody talks about what he does with the ball in his hands. Watch what he does with the ball away. He is responsible for Ron George right here. See that? He picks Ron George because he knows he has man coverage, and by picking him, that allows Ampley back out inside. Now, Deion Sanders thinks he has a great jam, which he does. But watch Rice. See that? He knows where he has to get to, and that is to take care of George. George gets picked. Lee comes out 6 points.
Well executed by the 49ers for their first score of the game. First down at the 26-yard line for Atlanta. Hebert, 2 of 5 in his first series. Andre Rison. Hill, pardon me, Drew Hill, 85.
Drew Hill with the catch. That play was all Bobby Hebert. You talk about a young quarterback doesn't have patience. But what a guy with great experience has is patience. Watch this. Right in his face. He's going to stay. Knows he's going to get hit. Ball right where it has to be. First down. Beautifully done by Bobby Hebert. I don't think there's a tougher guy in the league staying in the pocket than Bobby Hebert. And Drew Hill knows that and stays with it and comes up with the catch.
37-year-old Drew Hill. 24 catches coming into this game. First down, Atlanta at their 42. Pegram smacked right at the line of scrimmage. Carl Wilson, recently acquired defensive lineman number 77, made the tackle.
Well, Tim, I got to tell you right now, the San Francisco 49er down people are really doing a good job. In fact, I did not expect them to get the kind of pressure they're getting on Hebert, and I didn't expect them to be able to handle the offensive line of the Falcons taking away Pegram. Right now, Stubblefield's coming off the ball well. Washington's doing a good job. Smith has made a big play, and Wilson, who they picked up right off the street, has played well.
He was last with the Dolphins. He's worked his way around the league this season. They signed him last week, and they plugged him in at left end for this series. Dennis Brown's spot. 2nd and 8. Hebert, once he's got Rison.
Bobby Hebert had enough time to pump fake. And the reason is there's great protection. Watch Hinton, Dukes, Kennedy, Ken. They're all up front. Whitfield, see the pump? Lots of time to get the Rison down the middle of the field. Now, one of the things that Bobby Hebert says he thinks he can do to McDonald is take him out of the hole. Nobody in the middle. McDonald bit on the pump. Rison able to go up and get the ball for a big first down.
First and goal inside the 10. To the 5-yard line, Pritchard. Hit immediately by Merton Hanks.
Well, Tim, we talked about him being tough, and all too often people associate toughness with the physical part. But this guy, Bobby Hebert, is a mentally tough guy. You can throw people in his face. He'll hang right in the pocket. He knows where people have to be. Last week, he told us the touchdown that he threw to Rison, he never even saw him. He knew he was going to get hit, but he stayed on it because he figured that Rison would be where he thought he would be.
Threw it to the spot at the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal. There it is, a diving grab by Rison, touchdown.
Now we talk about throwing to the spot, Tim, and mental toughness. He knows he has the blitz. He knows where Rison has to be. The safest throw is down low. You can't draw it up any better. June Jones with a great call. Bobby Hebert with the great execution.
Andre Rison's 13th touchdown of the season, and that ties a team record that goes all the way back to 1981 Alfred Jenkins.
Andre Rison, he knows how to play. And he knows when you're inside the 20, he can smell the goal line. And the thing that's most impressive is almost like Sterling Sharp, as you see Dana Hall down right there, but walking off under his own power, is teams know that the ball is going to go to Sterling Sharp. They know the ball is going to go to Andre Rison. The greatness of the player is the fact that they still come up with the catch.
Rison's 67 catches coming into the game, a main man in June Jones' pass offense. That's the offensive coordinator with his back to you and the headset on. We had the good fortune of seeing a fine game with Atlanta beating Dallas a few weeks back, and June Jones, I think you said he called a perfect game.
Well, he was on top of everything. And right now, you take away the mistakes, he's on top of this one also.
Norm Johnson for the point after. And we have a tie football game. Let's take one more look at that touchdown pass. Hebert to Rison to tie it up at 7 here in the Georgia Dome.
Classic television. Hogan's Heroes.
Green Acres.
Arnold Zip. Who played him? Nobody. He was the pig. Remember Family Affair?
Mr. French.
I loved him. He's attractive.
Pete, Link, Julie. Okay, Ginger or Mary Ann?
Ginger was a bimbo. Honey, we're leaving in 10 minutes.
While virtual reality isn't quite here yet, the car is. The new Accord from Honda.
Screens for hard-to-shave places on hard-to-shave faces. The Remington Triple Foil.
If you can grow it, we can shave it.
Dean Witter believed in listening.
Listen, not only to what our clients say, but what they mean. Each client has a level of comfort. Endeavor to find it. We measure success one investor at a time.
Bette Midler's Gypsy is clearly an event.
I'm gonna make you a star.
TV Guide gives it 4 stars. Bold and brassy. The Holiday Spectacular Gypsy, Sunday.
Atlanta Falcons have tied it up at 7, 2:28 to go here in the first quarter. Jim Jones, the offensive coordinator, talking to the man who scored the touchdown, Andre Rison. Johnson's kickoff, short. Taken by the tight end Williams at the 23-yard line as a fair catch. Blocking not set up for the 49ers in front of that.
Well, Tim, we were talking about the mental toughness and the ability to concentrate. Watch the eyes of Bobby Hebert. Now, what you're going to notice from the top right hand of your screen, he sees nothing but Dana Hall, and he's throwing right to the spot. This is what experience gives you. This is what mental toughness gives you. And this is what Bobby Hebert gives you. Look at it, right in his face. Doesn't see Rison, but he knows where he's going to be. Beautiful.
74 yards in 7 plays for the score. The big play, a 47-yard pass from Hebert to Risen to set it up. On first down, Taylor reaching for the marker. He'll be short by a yard. Turnaround catch. Solomon, the linebacker, came over to provide the coverage with Darnell Walker, the cornerback.
You see Bobby doing some of his coaches all by himself. You know, doing the coaching. And you get here, I'll hit you with the pass. You know, you take this, break it off here. The best coaching on the field doesn't come from coaches, it comes from players.
What I wonder is whether those guys understand Cajun very well, though. That's,
they're forced to right now.
Second and a yard. Somehow he communicates, Scotty Hebert. They love him here. Amp Lee trying to get to the marker, and with a good spot he'll have it. It appears he does. Tuggle put a good hit on him to knock him back, but forward progress should give the Niners the first down.
Jesse Tuggle appears to me to have regained the form that he had last year. Is this a Pro Bowl year for Jesse Tuggle? No, not at all. But is he back to the form where he was last year, the last 5 games or so? Yes. So what the difference is? Well, he didn't go to training camp this year. He held out, and he really came back. They switched to a 4-3. He didn't have the field. He was missing all kinds of tackles. Right now, though, he's comfortable, and he's making plays.
He leads the team with 135 coming into this game, but he did struggle during that 0-5 start. Taylor again, another first down, 49ers.
Well, you know, we're going to see a lot of John Taylor, and we're talking a lot about Rice, but Taylor's the man, and the reason is simple. Deion Sanders on the other side is going to be matched up well with Rice. John Taylor was working on a rookie 45, Darnell Walker. Now, what they have to do with Walker is give him help underneath. Last time you saw Jesse Solomon undercutting him and taking away the tackle underneath, making the tackle underneath. They will have to help Walker on Taylor all day long.
Well, they've helped him by giving him a rest. Vinnie Clark has come on into his spot in the corner on first down. Lee hit at the line of scrimmage, no gain. First contact, Solomon, the linebacker, 54.
You know what I like about Jesse Solomon? He shows up in a bad mood all the time. He understands the game, knows how to play, understands the scheme, and can convey it to the rest of the guys. This guy's a player. I've liked him his whole career.
That's what they felt.
Final seconds of the first quarter, and Lester Archambault is down and injured here, getting some attention from trainer Jerry Ray. Lester Archambault picked up in a trade from the Green Bay Packers where he had been a reserve, was brought in as a reserve here, but when Rick Bryan went down and Tim Green went down, Lester Archambault had to become a starter. He's done a good job.
And you're going to watch him right in the end, number 92. Watch now, as defensive end, you got to keep the outside arm free. Throws him back inside. Now here comes everybody to put the beating on him. It's funny, you saw him sitting there as he's walking off under his own power, but the guy who went over to talk to him was Deion Sanders. Now, last week, Jumpy Geathers, the defensive lineman, knew he couldn't play, but Sanders says he was responsible for getting him hurt because he said he went over and put that prime pressure on him. He said he gave him the peer pressure and said, Jumpy, you may be 6'7" and 315 pounds, but you're playing today. There's Big Jumpy Geathers. Take a guess which one he is.
He's got a severely sprained ankle and just couldn't do it again despite the pressure from Sanders. Young complete to Frank Jones, and Jones with a first down to the 35-yard line of Atlanta. Scott Case made the tackle. First completion to Jones, always a key guy. That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, the San Francisco 49ers 7, the Atlanta Falcons 7.
On the system.
Miles. No. Not what she asked. Father.
The Nazis on his own front.
I admire your efficiency.
They used to call them kissing bridges.
Because?
Because in the old days, when kids would go out on a hayride, they'd stop under the bridge to kiss.
Express.
You could see them.
That you'll see on.
tight muscles.
Okay.
Since 1920, the name.
And you can't make wine under any better
Room was about to...
Come on out of there. I'll come in after you.
What the? Oh, I got you.
It was on this spot under a mango tree 120 years ago that Livingston and Stanley made the historic meeting. They were the only two white men within 1,000 miles of here. They came up to each other, doffed their hats, and the following conversation took place. And I
Take the safety, commit him to the tight end, you go man-to-man down here. What this does is you give Steve Young two choices. You got Rice way up top, or you got Jones underneath. He chooses Jones, big first down.
To the 35-yard line, the 49ers now going left to right. Tie ball game, second quarter. Tim Ryan and Matt Millen here at the Georgia Dome. Open on the sideline is Taylor. It took quite a shot from Case. It's incomplete.
Nice job by Scott Case coming over the top. But even a better job by John Taylor. One thing about John Taylor is he is a tough guy. He knows he's going to get popped. And this is what it sounds like when a safety's coming over to hit you right in the face.
Open on the sideline.
You know, television really does a disservice to everyone because it shows everything relative, and you really don't see how fast everybody's moving and how tough the hits are. Every now and then you get a little glimpse by listening to it, and it is one tough football game.
There's an intense guy, Scott Case. A timeout called, taken by the 49ers with the clock winding down, and we'll be back at the Georgia Dome in a moment.
At Chrysler, we test crash an average of one vehicle every working day of the year. This is one of the reasons our new minivans meet all 1998 federal car safety standards today. Most companies would consider this an ugly way to show their cars. To anyone interested in safety, it's a beauty shot. Now save $500 during our minivan safety leadership sale.
This holiday season, more people will trust Napa to keep their vehicles running and to give them the savings they're looking for. Like this Napa toy truck with real truck sounds, just $16.99. Rayovac heavy-duty battery packs are a low $2.99. And this 61-piece Evercraft tool set is only $29.99. So drive by or fly by your nearest Napa Auto Parts store today.
We keep America running. We keep America running.
This game summary is sponsored by Coca-Cola.
Steve Young, a hot hand, 10 of 13 with a touchdown, one interception. It stopped their initial drive, but they got it back on a fumble by Pegram, resulting in their first score. And Sanders' fifth interception in 8 games for Deion Sanders since coming back and giving the Falcons quite a lift. 7-7 the score. 14:56 to go in the first half. Lee with a good hold. And a first down, San Francisco.
And a nice job by Harris Barton coming across on the trap. They go with the inside trap. We talk about Amp Lee being an inside runner. What he does real well is watch Harris Barton's going to come right into the middle of the hole. He does a very good job of waiting. See this? Take away the block, clear it back up inside. Amp Lee from tackle to tackle is more talented than Ricky Waters tackle to tackle. Now, I know Ricky's listening to this and he's going to be getting mad right now, but the basic truth is Amp Lee has a great feel for inside running.
Archambault has come back in to the Falcon lineup with Mel Agee. They had only 2 true down linemen on that run against Amp Lee. Frank Jones He gets about 8 down to the 17-yard line of Atlanta, where Ron George, the rookie from Stanford, made the tackle.
Well, Brent Jones is the Atlanta Falcons' Mike Pritchard. You talk about Taylor, you talk about Rice. No, I'm talking Pritchard is Brent Jones. They're just the different guys. One is 35, one is 84. And the reason is you start focusing on the wide receivers of each team, and all of a sudden, this is a guy who does the damage. You look down inside the 20, he's huge. You look at a guy who moves the change, it's been Brent Jones.
They mark it a 6-yard pickup, or closer to 5. 2nd and 5 for the 49ers. The 18-yard line of Atlanta. Young hauled down by Jesse Tuggle, got maybe a yard.
And again, Steve Young was looking for Brent Jones, but Scott Case put the clamps on him. And you know, inside the 20, there's nobody in the backfield. You have to go man-to-man. Up comes Case. Now, keep your hands on him. Don't let the guy, when you're in man coverage, stay with your man. Nice job by Scott Case. Now, you can see Young looking for him all the way. Doesn't know where to go. He's got to try to use his speed, but Jesse Tuggle matches the speed and makes the big 3rd down play. Nice series by Scott Case. A couple of big hits. Good coverage.
49ers are tough from this point in, but they've got a 3rd down here. Rathman will be close to a 1st down. They need to get to the 13, and they'll await the spot. Likely a measurement on this play. Tuggle again on the hit.
Yeah, Tuggle again having a big day and getting the field back. But the guy who's really made another difference coming back to the end of the season has been Tom Rathman. And George Seifert told us early in the season that Mark Logan had done a very good job out of the fullback position, but Tom Rathman had a better feel for the passing game, particularly in the underneath stuff. And here he gets a 1st down for them.
Rathman, 31 years of age, from Nebraska, now in his 8th year, and just had to patiently wait till he got better and reclaim the job. They were sure pleased with what Mark Logan was able to give him in Rathman's absence.
Well, he had shoulder surgery, and he told me he's at about week 15 of a 16-week rehabilitation, so he's not quite there yet.
1st down, 49ers. 7-7 game. Lead to the 10.
On that particular play, the 49er right side of their offensive line just won the battle. Harris Barton and Ralph Tam came off nice and low, got their feet moving, got a good push, picked up a few yards. So that's a good job by that offensive right side. Big Ralph Tam, number 64, played with him in Washington, and they released him. He came to me one day in the weight room and said, "Matt, can you make a couple calls for me because I think I can play?" I called a friend of mine with a 49er organization. Heck, he's starting. I might have to go into the agent business.
Yes, I'd say he owes you something, at least dinner. 2nd down. Good time for Young. He's got a man, Rathman. Rathman bobbled and then made a fine catch and may have another 1st down. Yes, he does. Tuggle and Clark pin him there.
Well, Tom Rathman understands what the game's all about, and he understands that it's about concentration. Now, you're going to miss it the first time. Stay with the ball, get your head around, get a feel, and make the catch. And you know you're going to get hit, you better get down. But what he really wanted to go to was number 80, Jerry Rice. The reason he couldn't get there, watch the coverage, Deion Sanders with the close. Speed on speed, Sanders wins that matchup.
Rathman got the 1st down, 1st and goal from the 2. Back to the end zone for Rice, incomplete. Harper got a hand on it, the rookie from Ohio State.
Nice job by Harper. They went in motion, and they took Rice all the way across. He tried to get him with the quick out in the flat. He couldn't get it, so what he did was he did just a big old U-turn, took the beltway all the way to the back. Now watch Harper spin with him. Very good job. Look at this. Can't do any better than what Harper did right there on Jerry Rice.
This is now play number 14 of this 49er drive. 6:30 off the clock. Rathman, touchdown, 49ers.
Boy, that looks simple.
Barton with a little trap inside, blows the hole wide open. Tom Rathman, watch him up front. Watch the quick trap. Barton with a great block. See this right here? Harris Barton with a big block. And, I mean, Tim, I think you might be able to get in there.
Well,
maybe not.
Harris Barton. You saw the touching feature on Harris and his father in our NFL Today show with Leslie Hinton earlier today. Great family reunion for him, and the 49ers have taken the lead on Cofer's point after, making it 14-7. Let's take a look at Rathman running it in.
Rimology by Shaquille O'Neal. The Engineers.
New Kids on the Block, the right. Nelson, Love and Affection.
Lionel Richie, Dancing on the Ceiling.
Donovan, Sunshine Superman, We Can Only Hope.
Sticks, Come Sail Away. Well, I think by process of elimination, David, no, it's not you. David and Sully, sir, would you like to see to it that these guys are escorted not too nicely out of the beach house? And that means Danielle, our second finalist.
Get it. The number one.
Why?
Withdrawal. Spotlight. The British.
No, thanks, John. This is my job.
7:15.
And where am I?
Marshall, Ethan, this is insulting. I have an excellent memory.
Yeah, I know, but it's got to be perfect. I know. What did Tony do?
Drop me off outside.
Today. And now you can save $500 during our minivan safety leadership sale. From a
Dance Club for Tide with bleach. To power out many stains regular detergents leave behind, nothing beats Tide with bleach. And to help your business save on quality.
Tim, I have something terrible to tell you. I really am smart.
McDonald's today. This week, Dave welcomes Robert Duvall, Sally Field, Larry King, Marissa Tomei, Luciano Pavarotti, Tom Hanks, and Harry Connick Jr. This week.
49ers lead at 14-7 here at the Georgia Dome, and the 2-yard touchdown run by Tom Rathman behind that big guy there, number 79, Harris Barton. And so there is a happy 49er fan and several other members of the family. That's his father, Paul, right here at the Georgia Dome, and a special suite provided today by the 49ers to watch his son Harris do his thing. And he did it on that drive. What a drive. 77 yards in 14 plays, 6:43 taken away from the Atlanta offense. Cofer's kickoff taken by Tony Smith at the 1. And Smith running hard to the 25-yard line of Atlanta. Well, tomorrow here on CBS, our regular Sunday action of the NFL, starting at 12:30 Eastern. Chicago will be at Tampa Bay. The Rams are at New Orleans. And the 4 o'clock games, Dallas at Minnesota. That's a big one for both teams. Troy Aikman, the number 2 rated passer, and joined by the outstanding runner Emmitt Smith, the 3rd leading rusher in the league. They're at 8-4. The Minnesota Vikings in the thick of the NFC Central race desperately need a win tomorrow. Deion Sanders opens on offense this series. Running in the slot position. Takes him up the middle, slides to the 30, pulled down from behind by Dennis Brown.
Well, there's a reason number 21 Sanders is in the game. The reason is simple. Get him the football. Anytime this man has his hands on the football, whether it's a pass, whether it's a punt return, kickoff return, he has the ability to go to distance. Now, the 49ers know this, so what they do is they roll their zone, bring Michael Magruder right up on him, and jump him. A good defense by the 49ers, a nice adjustment to Sanders.
Falcons send in Steve Broussard, number 44, replacing Pegram on 2nd down and 5 after the run by Hebert. Three wides to the left. Broussard takes it back the other way, running hard. Has the first down. What a collision with Tim McDonald.
Yes, sir.
Call that a tie.
Tim McDonald knows how to show up there and put a whooping on somebody, too. Now, I've always felt that Tim McDonald was a better player the closer he was to the line of scrimmage. When he was in Phoenix, Fritz Shermer used him really a whole bunch, tighter and tighter, get him more involved in the run defense. The 49ers have used him more in the pass coverage. He's better to me the closer he gets and get him involved in that run game.
Sanders has come out. Drew Hill is in as the slot back. First down. Falcons at their 35. 9:05 to go in the first half. The flag on the play as Broussard gets to the 45-yard line of San Francisco.
Well, he got a big block by Mike Ken, but it may have been a hold. Flag was dropped. Ken took his man out. That allowed Broussard to get to the corner, and they're going to call a hold on the Atlanta Falcons. Ken's not too thrilled with that right now.
I think he'd be entering a not guilty.
Holding, number 78, offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat first down.
And watch him right in man line scrimmage. He's right here. What he's going to do is he's going to try to get the shoulder, defensive end Artie Smith. Work upfield, work upfield. Tell me I don't see a hold anywhere. That's good blocking. Mike Ken, I hold for the defense right there.
Well, the crowd here agrees with you. No surprise. They just saw the replay on the big screen.
One of the downsides to the Atlanta Falcons, Jerry Glanville tells us, is that the officials never give him any calls.
First and 16 from the 30-yard line of Atlanta. Broussard again. This time he's met at the line of scrimmage by Merton Hanks. Safety coming up to make that hit, holding him to a gain of maybe 3.
It's funny about Merton Hanks, what happens with him. He's going to walk him up for that safety position. Now, Jerry Glanville told us that if Merton Hanks walks up, they are just going to ignore him. They don't think he can make a play, and you want to know something, he's wrong, because Merton Hanks stuck his face right in the middle of that one. He said, hey, 3-6 walks up, he doesn't exist. We are not even going to look at him. But it's easy for Jerry to say because Hanks doesn't have to hit Jerry.
285-pounder. Became the starter over the second-year man to the third-year man, pardon me, Dana Hall. Second down and 12. Broussard running, and he gets about 5 to the 38-yard line, where he's met by Dennis Brown.
I've always liked Broussard. When he first came into the league, I was with the 49ers, and we've got to play against him twice that year. And all of us collectively felt like he was going to be another Dalton Hilliard. Quick guy, good strong inside guy, had good vision, tough to tackle. He's got a good burst, and they like that burst, so they put him outside as a wide receiver. I like him behind the quarterback carrying the ball.
Number 1 pick in 1990. They have a third down. Pass rushers are in, Kelly and Wilson, Troy Wilson, for the 49ers. Pritchard close to the first down. He's trying to reach for the spot. Let's see if they give it to him. He was knocked backwards, so he may have it on forward progress. Dana Hall and Magruder combining on the tackle. This will require a measurement. 6:37 remaining in the half, and a 14-7 San Francisco lead.
Dana Hall was shaken up on that touchdown pass from Hebert to Risa, and he's back in there, so it looks like it's not hurting him. He comes up and gets his face in the middle of that tackle to Pritchard. And they're going to be short. Well, the crowd sure wants him to go for it. Same people who are cheering for him now will be saying, what the heck did he go for it if he doesn't get it?
They are indeed the same folks. And they're going to go for it. The punter is coming back off the field. The ball is at the 46-yard line of Atlanta. Mitch Lyons has come in, the tight end number 86, for blocking purposes. They've gone for it 13 times on 4th down this year, has Atlanta, and made it 7. Pegram Malone setback. Pegram hit at the line. This will be close again.
Well, it's no surprise that they ran right behind the right side of the offensive line, because as I've been watching the tape, Chris Hinton has been unbelievable the last 5 and 6 weeks. Number 75 Hinton, 70 Whitfield. What you do is you just get behind those big rear ends and you just find an open hole, and right there it is. Number 33 gets that first down, Eric Pegram. Chris Hinton is playing as good as I've ever seen him play. I mean, he has just been killing people. Last week against Ray Childress, I felt sorry for Childress when that game was over, because Hinton just abused him.
Despite the loss to the Oilers, it was a close game into the fourth quarter. Hebert flushed and runs. First down to the 39 of San Francisco.
Bobby has lots of time to find the receiver, but the reason he has to take off is because there's nowhere to throw the football. Look at the zone, look at the coverage, everything's matched up. Everybody ready to break on somebody. Safety over the top, nowhere to go over here. Hebert sees nothing, decides to get this big first down, because look at this area.
San Francisco had their base 4-3 in on that play, but they've now gone back to that 4-1 with the extra DBs, Hall and Magruder, with a first down at their 39. 14-7, Niner lead, 5:09 to go in the first half. Broussard again to the 35-yard line. Washington and Hanks on the tackle. That's the time remaining here in the second quarter. Tim Ryan with Matt Millen at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, Georgia. A sunny, breezy day outside, and we're indoors at the Georgia Dome. The ball at the 36-yard line. Atlanta with a good drive going here. 4:31 left. Broussard again. He's got some room on the corner. That's a good block. And Andre Rison, and takes it all the way to the 21-yard line.
Well, I got to tell you, Eric Pegram is having a Pro Bowl year, but Broussard looks like 33 right now. Watch him use his speed. He'll start inside. It's supposed to be a trap. Start inside, then bounce it outside. Gets around Thomas. Now use your speed. Andre Rison with a block on Dana Hall and gives him another 5 yards.
Carl Wilson comes in for Dennis Brown. Falcons starting to make it work on the ground. 56 yards on this drive alone after failing on the first 3 possessions. And the shotgun. Hebert just gets it away. That'll be over everybody. Sanders, the intended receiver, Deion Sanders. Carl Wilson had the heat on Hebert.
Well, you know, Sanders, again, he's in there for a reason. They're going to try to get him the ball. I got to think this is the time to pump to Sanders and go to Rison or Haynes someplace else.
Matt, George Seifert has used virtually everybody on defense in this first half. Everybody's gotten to play. There is still an unsettled feeling about the 49er defense. He's looking for the right combinations out there as they have such a young team with the likes of Fagan and Roberts out of action. Broussard gets about 3 to the 20-yard line, where Stubblefield, the rookie from Kansas, makes the hit.
That's going to be a good football player, Dana Stubblefield. But he does real well. If you look at him, he's 300-some pounds, and from the waist down, he's about 500 pounds. And he uses that to his advantage. What he does is he stays nice and low, and he doesn't give you any kind of an opportunity to hit him up high. He's got great quickness off the ball, and he moves well for a big guy. But from the waist down, you know, he looks like King Kong Bundy.
King Kong Bundy makes our show once again. Third down and 8 from the 21-yard line. Short drop this time, up the middle. It's incomplete, intended for Sanders. A little behind him, Deion couldn't bring it in.
Well, Deion Sanders should have made that catch. You know, Deion Sanders is the kind of athlete that should make this catch. The ball's thrown behind him. It's the ability to adjust on the fly. Watch him get behind in the zone. He's got to come back. That should be a first down.
Actually, looks like he slips a little bit here, trying to reach back for the ball. Right there.
He can slip all he wants. I say he should make the catch.
Norm Johnson is the main man kicking the football in the league this year. Perfect 21 for 21 on the season from 38. It is no good. Johnson's streak is over. And the score remains the 49ers, 14-7.
She says she left her lights on all day.
Who gives you free emergency service if your battery ever needs a jump start? You're all set now. The Die Hard. Only at Sears, we're driven to satisfy.
American Express asks card members to make a difference in the fight against hunger. This is how much of a difference they've made so far. Help us raise up to $5 million. Use the American Express card to charge against hunger now till December 31st.
In 1992, we created the first integrated child seat for the minivan. Now we've improved it. We put the first airbag in the minivan. This year, we've added one for the passenger. In fact, we've improved over 2,400 parts on the new Dodge Caravan and Plymouth Voyager. They meet all 1998 federal car safety standards today. And where does that leave the competition? Now save $500 during our minivan safety leadership sale.
Would you trust this holiday magic to anything less than Kodak film and cameras? Don't forget, the Fun Saver camera makes a perfect stocking stuffer.
In Division 1AA, it's settled on the field. The championship battle, next Saturday on CBS Sports.
Well, Norm Johnson just missed this. The snap is perfect. The hold is perfect. You'll see him snap the laces away. The ball is up. He just hit it a little bit to the right, and in the words of the immortal Maxwell Smart, missed it by that much.
Well, it ends a streak of 26 in a row going into last season. He needed only 3 more to tie the record of San Diego's John Carney. Did not get it. And that pass intended for Dexter Carter. Either Carter turned the wrong way or Young threw it inside. You got to bet that Carter, who has less time on the field than Young, made the mistake.
Well, and Steve Young was under some pressure and just threw it up there and hoped that Carter was going to be able to adjust. Now watch the stutter. He takes Harper up. He beats him with, look, there's the separation, the chance for the big play. But Young threw that. It looks like he may have hurt his wrist.
Ball didn't get there, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, he's holding his wrist and going back and forth, and you know he had problems with his thumb earlier in the season.
2nd and 10, 49ers from the 20-yard line. Here comes the pressure. Young gets it off to Rice. Away from Sanders. First down to the 42-yard line. Score 1 for Rice.
And score 1 for Steve Young. After having trouble with his wrist, he gets all kinds of pressure. Has the presence to step up in the pocket and find Jerry Rice coming across, pulled down by one hand. Now watch the move by Rice. This is called stop and go. See, he finds the open hole. Now Sanders to a top shoulder, stop, throw him by. Doesn't get any better than that.
2 minutes remaining, first half. 49ers on top.
That's Pacific Fever?
Yes.
What is it?
Feel that you...
Very, very...
It has a full-range temperature control, unibody construction, the circle of heat, all the great...
Your next job.
Loudspeakers on...
Wendy doesn't have a chance to win this race.
And you'll never want to work without it. Get the Workmate, only from Black & Decker.
Even with baseball over, working out will always be a part of my life. And when I get sore, I take Advil. To last, you stick with what works. And Advil has always worked for me. Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
You don't need an invitation, ain't no black tie affair. Life is just a party, all your friends are there. Don't just raise a glass to mom and take a look. But when America parties, it could had a party going since 1859. Toasted decks, alcohols, and old lang syne. When you do it this good, you better throw away the book. And when America parties, it could. When America parties, it could.
2 minutes remain in the second quarter here at the Georgia Dome. Tim Ryan with Matt Millen with a 49ers lead 14-7. And they have a first down at the 49er 41-yard line. Taking a look at Steve's passing so far.
Yeah, well, it's been bombs away, huh? Nothing over 30 yards, 120-29. Everything has been underneath, and a lot of that has been deep zone by the Falcons and then man-to-man. So they've been going underneath with picks and stuff like we saw on the touchdown.
Steve Young just 13-25 against Cincinnati after he got dinged. And that is Mark Logan's first reception and a first down to the 36-yard line of Atlanta.
Well, he got out in the flat, and then he picks up a Rice by Jerry Block. How's that? He picked up a block by Jerry Rice. You know, the mark of a great player isn't always what he does when the ball's in his hands. It's what he does all the time on the play. Rice can do everything. And he gets the jam on Sanders. Now he sees it. Just keeps on working upfield. I have never seen a harder working superstar than Jerry Rice.
Well, Young didn't like the development of that play. It was just a 23-yard gain. First down, 49ers. Logan on the inside handoff, tripped up. And a flag down. He might have been literally tripped up. Looked like Chuck Smith was the man to make the stop on him, and it's a hold call against San Francisco.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to catch 64 Ralph Tam. And they go with the counter OT, bringing Tam and Barton around. And they get caught inside with the hold. Ralph Tam out of Westchester.
Ball marched back to the 46-yard line.
For offense, 10 yards, repeat first down.
Well, we'll be going to halftime shortly on the NFL Today Halftime Report. Greg and Terry will bring you all the news and highlights, plus a live interview with this year's Heisman Trophy Award winner, Charlie Ward. That's coming up at halftime. Young runs out of time, still trying to make a play. Tuttle in pursuit, steers him out after a gain of about 3.
You see as he took off that he was running to his left, and he was still looking downfield to find the open receiver. There was good coverage, so he just decided to turn it up. Now, he's been throwing everything underneath, but you could see he's going wide receivers. The majority of that has been to John Taylor. The running backs out of the backfield, and Brent Jones underneath.
Jamie Williams got a couple early in the game as well. Second down again. Young has a man open. It's Rice. Sanders knocks him out of bounds. The ball comes loose, but it'll be the Niners first down at the 25-yard line.
And almost identical to the first quarter when Rice drove him off the ball and then breaks back underneath. Watch the comeback. Drive him upfield, get him to turn his shoulders, now break off. Deion Sanders, where he has really improved, has been in his tackling. In years past, he would rely on speed and just try to hold on to you. But what's happened is he's honed his skills, and now what he's doing is making the play instead of just trying to make the play.
But Rice is winning this battle against Sanders. The interception by Sanders early was a dandy, and he is down and might be bothered by that groin injury that's been plaguing him.
same pickups that overall carry the most powerful line of engines on the planet also carry the most safety features. The new Dodge.
Listen, it's a credit card. It does not make you a superhero. Actually, maybe it does. I mean, no card is more accepted on the planet, so you can use it for practically anything, like plane tickets. So you could fly like a superhero, or at the hospital, so you'd have x-ray vision. And you can use it to get cash at ATMs all over. So in any situation, you can just say, stand back, I'll handle this. So maybe MasterCard could make you a superhero. All you need now is a secret identity. MasterCard, it's more than a credit card. It's smart money.
For his retirement, Neil McBain had no intention of slowing down. That's why Dean Witter mapped out his financial course with only one goal in mind. Victory. Dean Witter.
We measure success, one investor at a time.
Images can change. Just like that, with the Rebel in each and every EOS lens from Canon.
Image is everything.
EOS Rebel and Rebel S from Canon. So advanced, it's simple.
1:28 left in the half. San Francisco on top 14-7 with a first down at the Atlanta 25 and 2 timeouts remaining. Deion Sanders was down on one knee during the timeout, and he's been bothered not only with a groin injury but also with a strange virus that has created an infection in his larynx, and he was throwing up on the field at practice the other day. He's just not well yet.
And he's not breathing right, and he knows that's a factor the longer the game goes. If Rice keeps trying to take him up all the time and getting him into a situation where he has to breathe heavy, he has a problem with that.
Amp Lee dives to the 20-yard line. A pickup of 5, down to 1:19 on the clock. 49ers in the hurry up. Falcons in the slowdown. 3 wide receivers are in. Sanjay Beach joining Taylor and Rice. Here's Rice. Spin move. First down to the 12-yard line. Got away from Tracy Eaton.
Young called the timeout with 58 seconds to go, but Jerry Rice doing a very good job. Now you're going to watch. He's going to wait for the guy to clear right at the top. Right there, Brent Jones. Watch him clear. Now come back underneath. He'll make the first man miss. Tracy Eaton. Now watch who whacks him. Deion Sanders with a good hit. Now Rice, this is the Rice pirouette right here. Make the first man miss, get as much as you can. A good stick by Deion Sanders. You know, the interesting thing about Sanders to me when I spoke to him the other day concerning Jerry Rice, and we talked about it with Leslie Visser on the pregame, was the fact that Jerry Rice gets stronger as the game goes on. And the reason is his great conditioning. I mentioned to you about the fact that I've never seen a man work harder than Jerry Rice. He works constantly. He runs constantly. The greatest strength of Jerry Rice isn't his hands, isn't his conditioning. It's the fear of not living up to the standard that he has set.
The little things he was working on even here yesterday afternoon in the Georgia Dome. That's impressive to see. The tiny things, having the trainer throw left-handed to him so he can get that revolution of the ball from Steve Young. Practicing his catches right at the sideline. Amazing for a superstar. Young hit behind. They blew the whistle before Chuck Smith made the contact.
Ball starts before the snap. 65 offense. 5 yards, still first down.
False start against Harry Boatswain, who's in there for the injured Steve Wallace, the second-year man from New Haven. 58 seconds still remain. The ball is now marked at the 18-yard line, make it the 17 of Atlanta. And there's Steve Wallace on the sideline, out of uniform today. Should be ready to go next week. He's bothered by an ankle injury. Draw play for Logan. Smith hits him from behind. The ball is loose. Falcons have it.
Chuck Smith with a big play.
They haven't marked it to Atlanta yet. May not be Atlanta ball.
Charge timeout. San Francisco, third.
Well, Logan did a good job of getting the ball back. Chuck Smith with a smack. The ball comes loose. Watch the ball come out. Nice strip by Smith. Now it's going to go. He tries to hit it.
Smith knocked it over Logan. It bounced right back to him. Isn't that something? And Scott Case trying to steal it, but Logan given a third opportunity, make sure he covers it.
You know, you can do that thing 100 times and it's not going to happen again.
49ers, a little luck there. Have the ball at the 14-yard line, 48 seconds left. We're at the Georgia Dome, a sellout crowd, more than 71,000 on hand. Watching the Atlanta Falcons in this NFC West matchup. Atlanta believes if they can win this game, that they could win the rest of their schedule and at least be in the picture for a playoff spot. And that is dropped. Logan, incomplete. Third down.
And that's the same play that they used with Tom Rathman back underneath, and the plays made by Jesse Tuggle. Jesse Tuggle has really elevated his play. We talked about this earlier. And what does Jesse Tuggle do well? Well, Jesse has a very good feel in pass coverage in the zones. He's not the greatest man-to-man, although he does have good speed. His strength is in the zone. He sits back there, can see the whole picture, and has a good break of the ball.
3 wide receivers on 3rd and 12. Beats joining Taylor and Rice. Intended for Rice, broken up by Sanders. 4th down.
Well, Rice had made 3 catches in a row. Sanders was not going to let him get to the end zone. Look at the great jam. Now use your speed. Stay on the top shoulder. Now, one of the things that Jerry Rice does very, very well is use that umpire. The umpire stands right in the middle. What he'll do is he'll run the defender into the umpire and try to get separation. Sanders knows that, goes on top, stays right on top of him.
Kofer will attempt the field goal. Being spotted at the 22-yard line. 32-yard attempt for Kofer. And it is good. The 49ers widen their lead with 34 seconds remaining in the first half on the 32-yard field goal by Mike Kofer. This game is presented by authority of the National Football League and the CBS telecast intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of CBS, the Atlanta Falcons, and the National Football League is prohibited. Well, virtually the entire roster of the Falcons gets out there before a kickoff play. Juice up the kickoff unit, kickoff return unit.
Here's the biggest deal right here. No one does this better. There's the matchup of Sanders and Rice, and right here is the umpire. No one in the league uses the umpire better than Jerry Rice. He gets the jam. He knows he's in man coverage. Now watch him try to get separation with the umpire. See that? He'll get the umpire between him and the man and try to get his separation. And Dion knew that, used his speed to come over the top. It also winded him, and it also has some problems with that infection.
Yes, he just doesn't look like he's feeling too well, but he's having to chase Rice virtually on every play.
Well, that's the great matchup, and that's why they play the game, to see who's better, and right now it looks like a wash.
I've got Rice ahead on points.
I'm going to look at your scorecard.
Smith, 2 yards deep in the end zone, does not bring it out, so Atlanta will start from their 20-yard line. 34 seconds left for Bobby Hebert and company to try and make something happen if they choose to. Hebert 7 of 12 in this first half, 97 yards and a touchdown pass to Andre Rison. Bobby Hebert last week against Houston, 30 of 52, 2 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. It was a very strange game that was close going into the final quarter, but the turnovers inevitably killed him. And you can see Steve Young with an ice bag on that left wrist. Had the problem earlier in the season with his thumb, which he feels is virtually cured. Now bothered by a wrist in this game. There, that's complete to Haynes. Haynes has about 9 on the play, and Sanders will take an early trip to the locker room with 28 seconds still remaining in the first half.
Well, you can see when Deion has come back, you 0-5, he gets back there 5-2, it's takeaways, all those things are good, but the biggest thing is he has brought an attitude. And all of a sudden, at this point in his career, they look to Deion Sanders for leadership, and he's provided it. It's almost like he's come back this season and wants to be the guy, and he has been, Tim.
Man, I can't really remember another defensive back who's had that kind of influence on a team. There's always teams with great players, certainly Ronnie Lott, San Francisco. But this guy is the man on the team. Do you remember another one?
I can't. You know, when I look across, I don't even forget even a defensive back. Think of a player, except for maybe a quarterback who comes in like Joe Montana out in Kansas City where he picks up the whole team. Deion Sanders has managed to pick up the defense and also the offense.
Perhaps the only comparison, at least defensively, would be Lawrence Taylor in his great years with the Giants.
Or maybe Rod Woodson right now in Pittsburgh.
There's a 2nd and 2 for Atlanta at the 28-yard line. Hebert gets time, but there's good coverage. The release man Broussard has the first down. Again, the intelligence of Bobby Hebert, although they're running out of time here in this half, picked up the first down, keeps the clock going here, unfortunately for Atlanta. 6 seconds, he'll get one more. And that's going to do it. Zeros are up at the Georgia Dome. The end of the first half. The score, the San Francisco 49ers 17, the Atlanta Falcons 7.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by the New Dodge, a division of the Chrysler Corporation. Dean Witter measures success one investor at a time. Canon, a world leader in 35mm photography. And by MasterCard. It's more than a credit card, it's smart money.
I'm Harris Barton, offensive tackle for the San Francisco 49ers. But I want to step out of my role as a 49er and talk to you as a United Way contributor and volunteer. You see, when I was growing up, I was a fan of the United Way public service spots. But I never realized how important the work of United Way agencies really are until my best coach was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and it was cancer. I want you to meet my greatest fan, my greatest coach, and my best friend, my dad.
Harris, you too have been my best friend.
But listen to this. They got together with Cher
Of a person who abducted and
pure.
Widow. Sure.
What do you say?
I understand why I would be called that.
Cornell.
Welcome back to it. 310 points and 91% of the first place votes. That is also a record. And Charlie Ward joins us now live from the Downtown Athletic Club. Charlie.
Front program, and we've got to vertebrae in my neck. I had knee surgery, in and out of hospitals for 2 years, and one day I said, I don't want to look like this. I don't want to feel like this. This is not the way I'm going to live my life. And I developed a non-impact exercise system.
Look at
family. That's this.
Our next fight.
I think that they're available at
Transition.
Now the Irish 3 personals on Williams, but SC is going to get a chance to shoot a lot of free throws in this game. Harris hanging. There's a basket and a foul.
Oh, his big mouth.
Find out who he will.
A substantial lead.
I play around, and you know, my line has done a great job, and receivers and backs have done a good job of catching and blocking and running and doing all the things that make me better. And it hadn't been any problem or any pressure because they take all the pressure off me.
All right, which is it going to be? You going to go NBA or are you going to go to the NFL? Which, have you made your mind up?
I haven't made up my mind yet, but there will be a decision sometime after basketball season, and hopefully, if I do well in basketball, I have my options. So right now, it's up for grabs.
Charlie, give us your thoughts on this game that you're going to play down in the Orange Bowl, which will be for the national championship.
Well, we're just happy that we have an opportunity to play in the national championship game, and you know, for Coach Bowden and also the team, because we haven't had this opportunity before, and hopefully we can win the game and win a national championship for not just the program, but for the city of Tallahassee and all our fans.
Charlie Ward, once again, congratulations to you, this year's Heisman Trophy winner, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
Charlie Ward of Florida State University. We'll take a time out here, and then the NFL continues on CBS after this word from your local station.
The ocean's dying right now, and it's gross to surf in. It smells. People are getting sick. Last year, over 2,000 American beaches were closed when pollution got dumped into the ocean, became unfit for humans to even go in the water.
First, then I'll motivate you one-on-one, and then I'll guarantee you results or your money back. It's the only way to deal in fitness and fat loss today, and I congratulate everyone that gets on the line and grabs it while they can, because it is, see that graph right there? That allows my grandmother to go 30 seconds per exercise at her own pace. It allows my mother to go 60 seconds per exercise at her own pace, and it allows myself to get down on the floor beside him and go 90 seconds per exercise at their own pace. There is nobody that can't do it.
Tony,
nobody.
let me ask you this. When this quantity of these tapes are gone, what happens?
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
New basketball shoe for those who know that while players... Simple question.
Going to be our new roommate.
Oh, what?
Pass back.
I have to get rid of that jacket. Get you some clean stuff from the crib.
Okay. Yeah. Fine.
1,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty, 24-hour roadside assistance, and for a limited time, special factory incentives and option discounts. If you've been waiting for a great deal on a new Ford Taurus, this is it. See your local Ford dealer today.
I love this place. Now get one of 5 cool Chicago basketball player action figures for just $1.99 when you buy a great tasting large sandwich value meal.
Action figures for just $1.99.
I love this place.
Everyday value. Have it your way. Check your Burger King for their everyday low prices. And also for a limited time, try the delicious flame-broiled chili cheeseburger. It's 2 flame-broiled beef patties topped with hearty chili and melted cheese.
Chili on a cheeseburger, only at Burger King.
Value every day.
Have it your way.
Behind the scenes of the world's busiest airport, tomorrow at 4.
Tim Ryan at the Georgia Dome, where Steve Young and Bobby Hebert each have a touchdown pass, and the 49ers lead Atlanta 17-7 at halftime. We'll be back to begin the second half in just a moment.
You don't get elected into the Hall of Fame by yourself. Thank you. What they're going to do this week is simply take their ends and move them.
T.J. Rubley, and coming into this game, the biggest mystery about 2-1 was free agency, parity, and injuries grabbing most.
Done a very, very outstanding job. That's the difference.
And get the ball into the hands of Sterling Sharp and tight end Jackie
Cowboys that has Troy Aikman at his behind. He has Michael Irvin. He has Harper. I'll tell you, it doesn't get better than this.
So, Dave, what's happening?
Piece together who did the...
Right technique.
Refine the...
Yeah, all right.
Miss Anne. Joe! John!
Why, clumsy.
I know where Black Beauty is, Miss Anne. Joe, tell me where? Come along.
BS.
Holling's taking the job as a...
Pity won't make you guilty.
Presented.
Free.
Italy.
To operate.
Stopping by. I appreciate it.
causar problemas. El balón está más propenso a ser lanzado al quarterback y debido a que el quarterback está lejos de sus jugadores, sus compañeros de equipo podrán tener problemas para escuchar sus señales. Cuando el shotgun es efectivo le permite un pase más rápido, que a menudo acelera el juego y lo hace más excitante. Esta noche a las 7:06 centro, Miguel Ángel Rodríguez.
Atlanta feels that if they can win this game, they're still in the playoff. And let's take a look at the kind of overall standings, Matt. Get your feelings about the teams that are going to be contenders when we reach the end of the season. Right now, 49ers and Giants, the top two records in the NFC.
Well, right here, Dallas is going to have to win by their offense because defensively they've fallen apart. They missed Charles Haley. Green Bay has a tough schedule the last few weeks. They're going to have to rely on Sterling Sharp getting healthy and making big plays, but their defense has played well. Chicago has the easiest of the schedules, but could lose any of them because offensively they have not shown up all season. Detroit, I think you can stick a fork in, and New Orleans has a tough time. Me, I like the New York Giants. Now, initially I watched them, and I think they've been a fraud, but when I watched them recently, defensively, I think Earl Leggett, their defensive line coach, has done a very good job, and I think Nolan, the coordinator, has done a good job with the defense, and Phil Simms is as accurate as I've seen him, so watch the Giants.
Well, here is the second half kickoff in Atlanta, where the Falcons are down by 10. San Francisco with a victory today. If Saints lost some more to L.A., could clinch the NFC West. And a good effort by the kickoff return team. The cheers being led by Charles Washington, a recently acquired special teamer who had been with him for 14 games last year.
Well, it's no surprise that the 49ers have moved the ball mostly right here in the passing offense. And we've talked about the matchup with Sanders and Rice has 5 catches through the first half. Really kind of a quiet 5 catches, but big catches, and that 180 yards has been the difference.
Niners have to start from their 15 with a good hit by Washington. Lee for about 3. Lee, remember, for the injured Ricky Waters. Waters didn't even make the trip. He's home tending to his knee. Could miss another game or two. Mo Gardner made the tackle on Amp Lee.
The 49ers have liked the right side of their offensive line, Ralph Tam and Harris Barton. It's no surprise. Harris Barton's had himself a Pro Bowl year. He was slowed early in the season with a knee. He's really come back. You know, you see him a lot pulling and trapping inside. He's a good pass protector, but really his strength is on the field. He's a coach on the field and makes all the adjustments for the offensive line.
Jamie Williams joins Brent Jones in the double tight formation. 2nd and 8. Williams. Another smart play by Young, taking the rush and then finding Williams open. Denny Clark made the tackle.
See Bobby Hebert throwing on the sideline, and the reason is simple. Bobby Hebert, if he doesn't throw on the sideline between series, his elbow gets tight, and he goes out there and he says he just can't throw anything. So all game long, you'll see him on the sideline, pretending to take the snap and then throwing the ball all day long.
He does it even at halftime to stay loose during that stretch of time. Rice, Taylor, and Sanjay Beach on 3rd and 3. 3 wides in for the Niners. Young for Brent Jones, and flags fly as Harper, the safety, may be flagged for interference.
I think this one could go either way. It's going to depend on what mood that official is in. Because Brent Jones decided to pull Harper. Harper was making a play on the football.
Harper was looking back at the ball, so let's see what the officials call here. The referee, Gordon McCarter.
It looks like Harper's going to lose his case. Nice coverage by Harper on Brent Jones all the way.
Pass interference. The covering linebacker. Automatic first down. Spot of the foul.
And you're going to see right here, number 47, Harper, and he's locked up man-to-man. Now, Harper can run. Brent Jones can run. Watch the adjustment. See, that was the difference right there. It first appeared that Harper had turned and looked at the ball, but he never did.
No, he didn't. And it is a first down. San Francisco at the 47-yard line of the 49ers. Lee again, only about a yard. Archambault, Goldberg, Tuggle all in on that one.
Well, we've talked about Steve Young's ability to find all his receivers, and you can see he got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 guys, with Rice leading the pack with 5. But Steve Young told us he wanted to go to Rice, but he's not afraid to use the whole field. He'll throw underneath, he'll throw over the top, he'll throw inside the numbers, and he'll throw it to everybody.
From the 48-yard line, Rathman and Carter are now in the 49er backfield. The 2nd and 8. Young's pass intended for Jones off the mark. That did not look like Young's normal delivery. I wonder if that wrist is bothering him. You saw him with ice on the wrist back in the first half.
Well, part of the reason is Lester Archambault is going to give him a smack. He sees it and feels the pressure, and the ball is just out of the grasp of Brent Jones. Sometimes when you get smacked in the first half, you go in at halftime and it starts to get tight on you, and it takes you a good couple series till it loosens up again.
3 wide receivers in on 3rd and 9. He's set. Pierce Holt, his former teammate.
Well, the trademark work of Pierce Holt, number 95, is nonstop work. You know, watch him right here. What he does, he'll go into one move, it's not there. Arm over, it's not there. Keep on going, get past, keep on going. On the way down, he makes the sack. If you're going to block Pierce Holt, you have to commit to all play long, because he can get you at the beginning, but most probably he'll get you at the end when you think you have him blocked.
San Francisco will have to punt. Wilmsmeyer standing at his 25, and the flag flies. There were 2 seconds still on the clock, but there was movement along the line.
From here, Ken Tippins, number 52, the linebacker on the inside, jumped and tried to get the offense to jump.
Ball starts before the snap. Offensive center moving the ball. 5 yards, still 4th down.
And nicely done by Ken Tippins. That's called the flinch, and a couple times Jerry Glamba will tell somebody on that offensive line, or I'm sorry, along that special team line, to flinch to see if they can get the jump.
Well, with John Brandis, the punt snapper, number 85, reserve tight end, who was the victim of the move by Tippins. Wilmsmeyer hits it from the 25. Fair catch signal by Smith at the 20 of Atlanta. So we have a timeout on the field after a 45-yard punt. 17-7, 49ers.
Okay, guys. Hey, Kristen, do you remember where we parked the van?
There's only one minivan with a remote control sliding door. Built-in child seats. Anti-lock brakes. And driver's side airbag. Chevy Luna takes good care of your family. It even has composite body panels to take care of itself. Lumina. It looks different because it is different.
There's a little fun in every bottle of Tots Blanc de Noir. Open up your senses to an incredible new taste in champagne. Tots Blanc de Noir. Alive. Unexpected. Different. Join in. There's a little fun in every bottle. Taste it in Tots Blanc de Noir. Of the original.
Tomorrow on the NFL today, Greg and Terry will have a special report on the state of the game. Low scoring, expansion, what you, the fan, like best and dislike most about the game. They'll be joined live by Dan Marino, Randall Cunningham, and Charles Mann, plus all the latest NFL news. Tomorrow, 12:30 Eastern, on the NFL Today, all you need to know. Matt and I watch it religiously every Sunday. First down from the 19-yard line. David Mims in at the slot position for Atlanta, number 34. 4 wide spread out. We go to Pegram. Pegram finds daylight and picks up 8. Ted Washington and Tim McDonald made the tackle.
Well, it starts up front anytime Eric Pegram's going to go. Watch 64, Jamie Dukes with a block on Stubblefield. Kids, just stay with them. Sometimes, you know, you may get pressure up the field. As long as you keep your hands on him and give your back an opportunity to see where he's going, you can make a big run.
894 yards, 4th in the conference coming into this game today for Pegram. Yard. Pegram trying to get to the corner and done. First down Atlanta to the 37-yard line. Magruder steered him out, number 26.
Well, they go to the running game, and now it's to the left side with Mike Ken and Kennedy. Now watch Kennedy get a smack on Bill Romanowski, number 53, 66. Get that big body on him, push him. Once you get some vertical separation, you give Pegram a chance to pick up some yards.
49ers, Matt, stay with that 4-man front and only the one linebacker, Romanowski. We'll see if Atlanta stays with the run, whether Seifert counters with 2 more linebackers. He's been trying everything today and so far effectively holding down Atlanta to 7 points. Mims off the flank. Gets about 4.
Nicely done by Don Griffin. Don Griffin coming off the corner, and a lot of times when you have corner force, sometimes the corners don't like to be in that position. They roll him up to that side, the secondary. Don Griffin understands how to make plays. Now, he's lost his step. He doesn't quite have the speed and burst that he's had, but he makes up with it with his head. He'll always be in the right position, and he knows when he's called upon in that corner force to make the play, he'll make it.
7, just over the 40-yard line of Atlanta. Hebert to Haynes, it bounces and nearly picked off on the deflection by Eric Davis.
Well, that was a poor decision by Bobby Hebert right there. And they had coverage all over him. He decided to try to force it in, didn't get there. He was lucky that wasn't intercepted. Watch Hebert, he knows where he wants to go. He's going to take the chance, he'll throw it in there at the risk of having the interception. When you speak to June Jones about Bobby Hebert and the interceptions, June Jones says what he likes most about Hebert is interceptions don't faze him. He can come right back and try to get the same tough throw.
He had only 6 going into last week's game, and of course suffered 6 at the hands of the Oilers for a variety of reasons. Not all his fault. And that one, his arm was hit just as he released the football. That was Troy Wilson. Dennis Brown make it number 96. Wilson and Brown brought the pressure, and I guess it was probably Brown who got the arm up, impeding the throw of Hebert. So that's a 4th down play, and the punter Harold Alexander will make his second punt of the day, 51-yarder his first outing. Yeah, that's another good one. Dexter Carter, a spare catch right on the 10-yard line. 49-yarder from Alexander. Watch Charles Washington bearing down on Carter as the punt comes down, but he has the fair catch signal up.
You are about to experience the extraordinary power of renewal from Rayovac, a new kind of alkaline battery created to be reusable 25 times or more with the Renewal Power Station. Inside, there's a microchip that knows how much power each renewal battery needs and custom charges it for you. So you get maximum life from every battery with alkaline power in every charge. That's the power of renewal from Rayovac.
Examine this carefully before you buy your next car. Not just because it has standard dual airbags and starts at under $11,000, but because this is the new Geo Prism, and 98% of the people who bought a Prism would recommend Prism to a friend. So before you buy your next car, foreign or domestic, call 1-800-GET-TO-KNOW and get to know Geo Prism. Your friends would.
American Express asks card members to make a difference in the fight against hunger. This is how much of a difference they've made so far. Help us raise up to $5 million. Use the American Express card to charge against hunger now till December 31st.
There is a sound you can hear on the new Riviera. It's the sound of German being spoken by those who converge on Ocean Drive. In your town, America, and the world. Beck's, the #1 imported German beer.
Chuck Norris goes to the mat to stop a killer.
Getting ready for tonight, huh?
I'm always ready.
But all bets are off.
Kill him.
All New Walker tonight.
At the Georgia Dome, San Francisco leading Atlanta on the scoreboard. 17-7, 9:29 left in the third quarter. And they start from their 10-yard line, following the good punt by the rookie Alexander. Logan out of the backfield gets 5 to the 15. San Francisco leading on the scoreboard, and I've got Rice leading on points over Deion Sanders in this big matchup everybody got excited about.
Well, and I'm still excited about it, and the reason is real simple. When you have a guy like Jerry Rice, you know, you go to him 8 times, he has 5 completions, 21 yards after the catch. The most important thing is you go to him because he can make big plays. I think one of the biggest mistakes that the Dallas Cowboys made when they came here was not going at Deion Sanders and see what Michael Irvin can do.
2nd and 5. Sideliner for Taylor, nearly caught it on the deflection, but Clark broke up the play, and had he caught it, he would have been out of bounds anyway.
Nicely done by Vinnie Clark.
Clark took over from Darnell Walker early in the game. They're both out there this time.
That is very good defensive backfield play. You see how he went with his inside arm, kept his top side arm ready to make the tackle. You go with the inside arm, make the play. If you don't make it, you make the tackle with the top side arm.
3rd down and 5. The rookie Harper trying to whip up the crowd, which has not been the 12th man so far for Atlanta. Oh, what a play by Tuggle, intended for Jones. Jesse Tuggle knocked that down in mid-flight.
Well, remember what I told you about having a field and zone defense. This time, he's locked up in man on the back, but he's going to come all the way across. Now watch, he's locked up in man. Now, have good presence. See that? He has the presence to follow the ball still. He's good in space, gets the hand up and knocks it down for a big play on 3rd down.
Atlanta will have good field position after Wilmsmeyer's punt, trailing by 10 here in the 3rd. Smith at midfield. Gets to the San Francisco 46-yard line where Antonio Goss makes the tackle. A 37-yard punt from Wilmsmeyer.
Pickup truck of the year? You leap up in the air. You take a bow. And you give the runners-up a big wet one on the cheek. Chevy S-Series.
four-wheeler pickup truck of the year. Further proof that everything else is history.
Just try Black & Decker's Power Driver with torque control. You'll notice one major difference, the clutch. The higher the setting, the more powerful it gets. Power Driver and Power Driver with torque control from Black & Decker.
Every day should start with Quaker Oats.
Nothing cold can steam you up and help keep you rolling all morning like hot Quaker oatmeal.
Every day should feel this good.
Did you see the Vikings defense last week?
They picked off 5 passes.
Sunday on CBS, they try to stop Emmett and the Cowboys.
He just keeps going and going.
We're big fans.
Going and going.
At the Georgia Dome, Jumpy Geather's bothered by a real bad ankle, talking to his fellow defensive lineman. I know he's a great personal favorite of yours, Matt.
No question. And if I'm picking an all-pro team and there's a position called pocket crusher, there's no one that I have seen in the last 10 years crush a pocket like this man, Jumpy Gather. In fact, yesterday, our director, Artie Kempner, asked him to show it to him, and he snatched him up like he picked up something to drink. It was hilarious.
Artie goes a solid 200 pounds. First down. 46-yard line, Atlanta in San Francisco territory. Time for Hebert, going deep for Haynes. Diving try, incomplete.
Beautifully thrown by Bobby Hebert. Haynes should have come down with that ball. It would have been a great catch, but he's that kind of receiver. Watch the protection. Stay in the pocket. Know where he wants to go with the ball. Good mechanics. Ball's in the air. Eric Davis over the top. Would have been a great catch, but like I said, Haynes is that kind of receiver, and he's down in the end zone right now.
Close, but no cigar for Haynes. Eric Davis with that diving coverage on him. Michael Haynes is getting some attention in the end zone.
Boston College battles Virginia. The Conquest Bowl, New Year's Day on CBS.
It was time to do another record because we loved the first one so much, and you know, a lot of things have changed since then. A lot of things have gone on. You know, it was about time to go back to the well and try to do it one more time.
I train people daily, and when I train them, the big thing is they're depressed from working. You got to be able to get people.
There is meticulous attention to detail. Flags fly from the masts, while the sides of the ships are emblazoned with heraldic shields. The vessels are dressed overall with pennants decorated with the cross of St. George.
So it's only natural that as your family changes.
Walleyes in northern...
Your discretion.
Resistance.
You all, the members and staff.
And TBS Newswatch. Huskies have always been a symbol of the great Antarctic continent.
Sky and golden light, and I will feel this way forever.
Share the fantasy. Chanel number 5.
Geronimo thunders across the big screen like a herd of wild horses. Jason Patrick, Robert Duvall, Gene Hackman, and Wes Studi as Geronimo. Rated PG-13. At theaters now.
Haynes appears just to have had the wind knocked out of him. He got up under his own power and back on the bench, and looks like he's ready to go. He stays off for this play. It is 2nd and 10. David Mims is in there. Matt, Jerry Glanville's got to feel this is an important series for his team. They need something here. 8:25 remaining in the third quarter. Pegram running hard, hit by McDonald, gets to the 38. That'll leave 3rd and about 3.
Well, remember we talked in the beginning of the game, if the 49ers were going to have a chance to win this football game, they had to put the collar on Eric Pegram, and so far they've done that. Now, Pegram is having a Pro Bowl year also, and he's kind of come out of nowhere. It's funny, they were bringing all these different people in. They had Broussard, they had Eric Dickerson, they wanted somebody to be the back, and Pegram was in the background telling Jerry Glanville, hey, I can do it, give me a chance. He finally got his shot against San Francisco, and he's had a tremendous year.
132 yards in that first game against the Niners. But that fumble early in this game had him on the bench for a while. And he is dropped in the backfield. Huge defensive play by the 49ers. 3 of them stripping in. Hanks coming up from the safety spot.
And a great call by Bill McPherson, the defensive coordinator. He goes with the blitz. Watch is going to come off the corner. Now they effectively have 6 guys. That frees up Brown. Brown makes the play. Brown makes the tackle. Merton Hanks makes the play.
So a 4th down, and so far, now the punting unit comes on. So far, Hebert was out there looking like he was going to take a play in, but now Glanville elects to punt. 17-7. Alexander standing at his 41-yard line. So the 49ers defense perhaps answering some questions today. Alexander hit the ball, but the whistles came before the play.
And the 49ers didn't really believe that the Falcons were going to punt the ball, so they kept their defense in. They only made 1 substitution. They brought Carter in.
Delay of game, offense.
Well, that'll just back Alexander another 5 yards. George Seifert still has most of his defensive unit on there.
Delay offense, the yardage is accepted. Still 4th down.
So Seifert is still suspicious. He's still got his defensive unit on the field. Except for Carter, who's waiting for the ball back at the 10. And Alexander will hit it. Not a good punt. Bearcats signaled at the 17-yard line. And that's where San Francisco will start from with 6:40 remaining in the 3rd. Well, tonight on CBS, it all starts with Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, followed by Hearts of the West and Walker, Texas Ranger. Sounds like a lot of oats out there tonight, all tonight on CBS.
Some oats?
Oats, yeah. You know, Western is an odor. We've got 3 of them on there tonight. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that. And one guy who's not having any kind of odor is Eric Pegram today. And in fact, he hasn't had a sniff of some open ground, only had about 35, 40 yards of rushing so far.
First down Niners at the 17-yard line. They have kept this Georgia Dome crowd out of the game. Amp Lee blasts his way straight ahead for about 9. Case and Chuck Smith combined on the tackle.
So on that last one, Amp Lee, that's what I was talking about when we were talking about the inside running ability of Amp Lee. He's not a fast guy. He's not a powerful guy. He just has the ability to make people miss. Watch him come off the left side. Guy McIntyre pulling outside. Now watch, there's one little move inside, little subtle move right there. Make the guy miss, pick up close to 10 yards, and they'll go for the measurement. And he got it.
Amp Lee, 43 yards on 9 carries in the absence of Ricky Waters today. And the ball at the 27-yard line. The onus on the Atlanta defense trailing by 10 to stop the 49ers once again in this series. Lee hit behind the line. A good second effort. Lines up with about a 3-yard pickup.
Pierce Holt again making a play. Had the big sack on the last series. The difference between Pierce Holt last year with the 49ers and the Falcons this year, I think, is twofold. Number one, he's really beat up. Now, he plays on turf. He's always had a problem staying healthy on turf. And with the 49ers after a turf game, he would be in the training room with ice bags all over him. The second thing is this scheme of the Falcons is not the best scheme for Pierce Holt. Pierce Holt works best when he has a good disciplined scheme, and the Falcons just want him blowing up the ball all the time. Doesn't work to his strengths.
Rathman and Carter, the running backs on this play. Young off to Carter. Dexter Carter for a first down. Flag late on the play. Carter got to the 44-yard line of the Niners. Ron George made the tackle.
Nicely done by Steve Young. Again, pressured by Pierce Holt underneath. You see the face mask call on the end of that run, Dexter Carter. Pierce Holt blows up inside off the guard.
5-yard penalty, number 15 defense. 5 yards from the end of the road.
There's Ron George closing on Carter and does grab the face mask. It's a 5-yard penalty.
And watch Pierce Holt, 95, is going to work back underneath Ralph Tam. Underneath, puts the pressure on Young for a hurry.
So that advances the ball to the 49-yard line of San Francisco. Jamie Williams comes in to make it a double tight on this first down. Nowhere to go that time.
Well, Jesse Tuggle has turned himself in a pretty good football game so far. Through 3 quarters, what I've seen with Tuggle is he's finally attacking everything the way a middle linebacker in a 4-3 should. You know, a lot of times it requires patience, but once you see the hole and you're that middle backer, you really got to fire your bullets and hit it.
Jesse Tuggle was a free agent out of Valdosta State here in Georgia, and really given not much of a chance to make the big time, and has developed into an all-pro.
You see, San Francisco has really relied on the passing game. And a lot of that is because they've been a lot of 7-man fronts, so you take what the defense gives you.
That was a fumble and recovered by Young. Got smacked just as he was about to step back to set up for a pass. Chuck Smith, I believe, was the man who made the contact with him, and Young seems to be bothered around the head area.
Well, Harry Boatswain has had some problems on that left side. Young looking completely to the right, and the ball just slipped out of his hand. It was never hit. Young has the presence to come back and get the ball, and right at the end, he gets hit right in the head with his knee, I think. Right.
Hard to see
down
him
there.
Yeah, there. Yep. So Chuck Smith made the tackle for the sack, the 3rd Falcon sack. 49ers take a timeout. Steve Young, you can see again flexing that wrist. That may be a problem. 3:58 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Word on the street was they were a bad bet. An American institution, 3 days shy of extinction. Only one investment firm, Dean Witter, saw past the problems to the real value of the company. And a rumble was heard round Wall Street as the last American motorcycle company came roaring back to life with a listing on the New York Stock Exchange. From Main Street to Wall Street, at Dean Witter.
We measure success one investor at a time.
Okay, let's meet a Red Lobster in an hour.
Red Lobster? This holiday season, there's no better place to meet than Red Lobster. For a limited time, enjoy our pound of shrimp dinner with succulent scampi, our big golden fried shrimp, and flame grilled shrimp. A whole pound of shrimp, specially priced. Red Lobster's pound of shrimp dinner, the perfect gift from us to you, ends soon. And for your holiday parties, enjoy party platters to go. Happy holidays from Red Lobster.
If you can dream it, the Rebel can do it. Now, EOS Rebel from Canon has more power to create images, not just snapshots.
Image is everything.
EOS Rebel and Rebel S from Canon. So advanced, it's simple.
Imagine a cold tablet that keeps symptoms from coming back 24 hours. New Effadac 24.
Sudafed lasts 6 hours, Tavis D12. But one Effadac gives consistent relief 24 hours.
Effadac keeps cold symptoms from coming back.
Chuck Smith has the tackle. Bill Goldberg is coming now. Watch Goldberg's knee hit Steve Young, and Steve Young's head just bounces off the turf. Right here. See this? Right in there. That got his head whacked. Now, you remember last week, everybody talked about the great defensive job that the Cincinnati Bengals did to the San Francisco 49er pass offense. When I watched the tape, what I saw wasn't anything extraordinary on defense, but I saw Steve Young get drilled, and it kind of knocked him nutsy, and he said he didn't recover for 2 days. The cobwebs were still in it.
That was the hit by Tovar, the linebacker of the Bengals, when Young was running. You saw Bill Goldberg having to replace his shoe. He's the man who put the hit on Young that sent him to the sideline and a timeout. 3:58 to go. Young comes right back out for more. And he's going deep for Rice.
What a catch!
Over Deion Sanders at Dandy to the 10-yard line.
Well, you want greatness on greatness. Jerry Rice is winning the battle. This is nothing but speed on speed, off the top. Now let's kick it into high gear. Jerry wants it right off the line of scrimmage. Ball's in the air. Could not have been thrown better. Well, you want to know if that hit in the head made a difference? I think it kind of gave him clearer vision. May have given him clearer vision. Great play. Nice throw. Nice catch.
46 yards. They've spotted at the 11-yard line. First down there, San Francisco. They lead by 10. Flare out for Lee, who's tripped up. And with a second effort, tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about what he did. May have turned it into a 1-yard gain. Steve Young, who also told us he's had 3 or 4 slight concussions so far this season, and says, you know, no big deal. That's nothing that counts. If it's only a slight concussion, it doesn't count. It'll be second down from the 10-yard line. They can get a first down at the 1. And Young takes another timeout. That'll leave the Niners with just 1 remaining as they threaten here again from the 10. Well, tomorrow our full slate of action on the NFL on CBS. Chicago will be at Tampa Bay. Some of you will see the Rams at New Orleans. Important game for the Saints. And at 4 o'clock Eastern time, the Cowboys at Minnesota. Detroit at Phoenix. How about that Dallas Viking game, Matt?
That is going to be a lot of fun. Now, Dallas really has to go with their offense. Defensively, like I said, they've been hurting. Emmitt Smith has to come up big. Irvin has to come up big. Harper, it's got to be the big guns who carry them the rest of the way because they're hurting down the center of that defense.
Charles Haley, I believe, is going to miss that game tomorrow, too. So the Dallas Cowboys a little bit shakier now than they were in the middle part of the season. Young back out there, sore head and all. A long gainer to Rice, setting them up here. Second down. 9 for a first. They're right on the 10-yard line. One punt. Another. Gets it out from the general direction of Jamie Williams. Pursued by Agee and Smith. Third down.
Well, Steve Young tried to get himself out of trouble with good coverage by running to his right and throwing on the run. The Falcons did a great job of coming back, and when you're in zone down in here tight, once a man comes in and it hasn't been thrown on timing, you lock on the closest receiver. The Falcons did that. Young had to throw it away.
There's nowhere to go with it. He has a third down now. Well, defensively, critical situation for Atlanta. 2:29 left in the third, down by 10.
Well, that's a bad timeout for the 49ers.
It's their last also.
Yeah, not a good job right there. Poor clock management by someone. Steve Young was upset. They had to call a timeout. Either it came from the booth down to the sideline or from the sideline out to the field. In any event, the 49ers go into the fourth quarter with no timeouts.
George Seifert showing his usual implacable calm, but you know he cannot be too thrilled with that development. Atlanta has to be inspired somewhat by it, but they need a big play here on third down. Earlier today, the other NFL action, of course, saw the Jets shut out the Washington Redskins at RFK 3-0. They've now won 6 of their last 7, and even though it might have been a little ugly, they're happy to have it.
Well, in that AFC East, it looks like Miami's in pretty good position right now. And they're going to get Mitchell back hopefully this week. DeBerg came in and did a good job. Buffalo defensively, they have not been close. They're going to miss Jeff Wright in the middle. And they're going to have to win on the strength of Kelly without Andre Reed. That could be a big thing for them. They're going to have to rely solely on Thurman Thomas out of the backfield.
territory. 2 for 7 today on third down conversions. Not up to their standard. Here comes the blitz. Young eludes it. Flag down. Touchdown. Steve Young stepped up in the pocket, saw lots of real estate and grabbed it. Let's see who the flag is against. And it apparently is against Atlanta.
21 defense. Early decline.
Steve Young gets the touchdown. And again, Jerry Rice makes the play because they want to go to Deion Sanders. Sanders covers Jerry Rice by holding on to him. They come with a blitz. No one underneath. Now just use your legs. Sometimes it gets you out of trouble, and sometimes it gets you 6 points. Watch the jam off the line of scrimmage. You got 5 yards. Now let him go. See the hold? Jerry Rice has won the battle going into the fourth quarter between he and Deion Sanders.
Topher's point after, and the 49ers widen their lead. 2:22 remaining in the third quarter, and they now lead 24-7.
The most impressive thing that I see with Jerry Rice as I'm watching, he makes plays away from the ball. I mean, teams have to be so concerned with what he's doing in route running that they forget that they will draw coverage to him. They'll take pressure off of other people. Deion Sanders has had his hands full all day long. Rice, the consummate pro. If I'm picking an all-universe team, Rice is right at the top of the list.
Deion Sanders, certainly there is no lack of effort out there. He's been enjoying the duel, but Rice has had the best of it. Sanders playing with the sore groin and his illness, but Steve Young's running ability continues to be such a huge factor in his overall play. And they have just literally taken the crowd out of this game here in the Georgia Dome. This normally a very noisy place. In fact, yesterday at the 49ers workout, they had them crank up the music in here, rock and roll music, to the highest pitch of the amplifiers, so that they could get used to the possible sound they would hear here this afternoon. They have heard none of that, despite the sellout crowd of 71,000 plus. And the 49er defense, Matt, has done a solid job in stopping this always dangerous Atlanta offense.
Biggest question that the 49er defense had to answer was, could they stop and hold up in the run game versus Eric Pegram? And so far, they've done that.
Smith, 5 yards deep, doesn't bring it out. Atlanta will start from their 20. 2:16 remaining in the third quarter. 83 yards in 9 plays for the 10-yard touchdown run by Young, and 4:18 taken away from Atlanta's offense.
The thing that concerned the 49ers with their run defense is they were ranked 20th, and that's bad. But to compound it, they have been up in so many games going into the fourth quarter, so teams have had to throw, which really makes that number 20 rating look even worse.
Hebert, 10 of 18, 118 yards and a touchdown, trailing on the scoreboard. In and out of the hands of Drew Hill.
And talked earlier about Jerry Rice with the catches. Now he's gone over 100 yards with the catches. And you can see the statistics here, the yards after the catch, the receptions. They've thrown to him 9 times. But again, the most important thing is the things that he does when he doesn't have the ball. He blocks. He'll come in on a crackback. He'll block downfield. He'll draw coverage. He opens up the whole offense.
Hebert is 0 of 4 in this half. That drop by Drew Hill, not helping him there. Play action for Pritchard. Pritchard has it. First down, Atlanta to the 44-yard line. Burton Hanks on the coverage.
Again, what Bobby Hebert does very well is he doesn't see anybody around him. The ability to concentrate. He has the time. He sees the receiver, and he'll throw the tough ball. That's a tough ball to throw. Hanks has good coverage. Pritchard does a good job of concentrating and coming down with the ball.
Mike Pritchard might be one of the underrated receivers in this entire league. Of course, he's always going to be overshadowed here by Rison and Haynes. He's having an outstanding year. to the marker and a first down at the 45 of San Francisco.
So the offensive line of the Falcons right now is giving a lot of time to Bobby Hebert. He can stand in there and be mechanically right and has the time. He's going to hurt you.
Well, and there's ample time left in this game with the weapons they have to get right back into it, even though they're down 24-7. Time winding down in the third. Bears got Rising for the 22 of San Francisco.
Why is Bobby Hebert having a Pro Bowl year? Well, it's very simple. Again, concentration. We saw it on the touchdown. Now he's back in the shotgun. He knows he's going to get smacked from Stubblefield. Stays in there under pressure, makes the big throw. And on the other end, once you're open, expect the ball from Bobby Hebert. Ball's coming down, settle down, Rising with another catch.
Dana Hall with the tackle. And Atlanta suddenly down at the 23-yard line of San Francisco. 3 consecutive completed passes. 3 wides to the left. To the corner. Incomplete. Rising couldn't hold on. He juggled a couple of times. And good coverage by Michael Magruder.
Nicely done by Michael Magruder. When you're in man coverage, you watch your man. Never take your eyes off him. Don't look back to the quarterback. Only look back when the receiver looks back. And if you don't, watch your eyes. See how he washed his eyes at the end? When Rising tried to go for the ball, Magruder knocked it down. Hebert thought he had 6. Nicely done by Michael Magruder.
You can see Rising desperately trying to keep it in with one hand. He's a battler like his quarterback, Hebert. 2nd and 10. Pritchard. Nowhere to run. And we've reached the end of the third quarter. With the score, the San Francisco 49ers 24, the Atlanta Falcons 7. Our coverage will continue after this message from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
This is CBS.
How can I show you how good this new Panasonic GAO TV is on your TV? I can try special effects. I can show you the lifelike picture of the super flat system.
American fashion business got everybody together, and it's...
No! Black paint on that brand new car. It wipes completely clean. It's a miracle. Now you get 2 bottles of Citrus Miracle, 2 cleaning cloths.
Time for explanations. We only have till 9.
Well, why don't you...
Introducing ITZ, a new battery.
Quit getting around on that thing.
Caring for infants.
Trail 24-7 and have a key 3rd and 5 at the 49ers 17-yard line. Tim Ryan with Matt Millen here. Bobby Hebert with 3 consecutive pass completions, make it 4 on the 5-yarder to Pritchard. Has them in the red zone. First down to the 7-yard line. Davis made the tackle.
Well, they tried to go up with Haynes. He didn't come down with a catch. When you have to have the big third down, Haynes back under the middle. They clear everybody out, and then they just drag him underneath on that close. Right on the money with the ball is Hebert. First down.
Three wide receivers out to the left. First and goal from the 7. Pegram to the 1.
I like that call. They go with 3 receivers to the left side, and they draw the coverage from the inside of the 49er defense out, and then they go right up the middle with Pegram. Now watch, they have 1, 2, 3 guys here. They'll draw the coverage over to this side, and that'll come right up inside with Pegram.
Mark Thomas, the man to come over and make the tackle. Second and goal inside the 2. To the corner, touchdown, Michael Haynes. Key series for Atlanta. Eric Davis, the victim.
This is all Bobby Hebert. He throws the ball before anybody ever turns and looks. Hebert sees him, knows where he wants to go, lets the ball go. The defensive back, Eric Davis, has no chance of turning on the ball because Haynes didn't even know the ball was in the air until he turned.
Johnson for the point after. And the Falcons get themselves back into this. Let's see it one more time.
Lying out on the trees, there's a man that needs somewhere to sleep. In a bag where he digs through the trash, hoping to find some food to eat. You might ask yourself,
so-and-so, and tell him to bring you the gun.
Town to
not only my job.
here's my seed. You make me ill.
Like his nose was perfect.
The 80. This game summary is sponsored by Budweiser.
Well, not much to choose from in the total yardage thanks to that last drive of 80 yards and 9 plays by Atlanta. And Steve Young having another brilliant day, 22 of 33, 251 yards. But Bobby Hebert has got the Atlanta Falcons back into this, 24 to 14, and we have lots of time remaining. 13:37 to go in regulation time. Carter takes it 2 yards deep and stays there. So the Niners will start from the 20. Now, from the Atlanta point of view, it's up to their defense. The 49er defense had held them in check until that last drive. Jerry Glanville's got to have his defense do the same here.
Well, this is the fun time if you're a defender to see who's going to show up, who's going to make the big play. Right now on defense, you have to have somebody step forward. Let's see who it is.
From the 20, the Niners start in the double tight. Jamie Williams joining Brent Jones. Steve Young, despite getting knocked on the head and hurting his wrist, has played every play. Williams, the tight end, that's worked effectively for them again. And a first down to the 32-yard line. Ron George pulled him down from behind.
Well, Jamie Williams with another catch. 4 catches. That's a big day for Jamie Williams. Usually he's in there to block. He's a big, strong guy. They brought him over from Houston where he played with Glanville. And what he does very well is he will get on the line of scrimmage, get his hands on you, and then give you that big headbutt. He's a big, strong guy and gets a good push. Today, he's getting his blocking done, but he's picked up 4 receptions.
From the 31-yard line, first down, San Francisco. And Lee cutting it back. You know, the little things are fascinating about this game. Once Steve Young saw Amp Lee reversing his field, Young came upfield to be a blocker for him. Didn't wind up throwing the block, but he likes to be in on everything. The Falcon down and hurt Pierce Holt on that play. Pierce Holt has got a battered body.
And he's smaller than I've seen him. You know, this season has really taken a toll on Pierce Holt. Now, he's down to under 270, and there's a guy who'd like to play closer to 280. The season has worn him down. The other factor you have to remember with Holt is in San Francisco, they'll go into practice with maybe only 10 plays of padded practice. Everything else is no pads, which the 49ers believe saves them as the season goes on. In Atlanta, Jerry Glanville goes full pads all day long, and Pierce Holt is one of those players. He's going 150 miles an hour no matter what you have, and he just gets beat up more at practice.
Although this week Glanville deviated from that routine because he had so many injured players. 21 on Monday, 18 still on Tuesday, so he didn't use pads at all this week. 2nd and 6, Goldberg, Bill Goldberg, 71, replacing Holt. Play action, and incomplete. A little too low for Rice coming back to the ball.
Well, Jerry should have had that catch. That should be catch number 7. He worked Sanders again perfectly. He drove him up the field. He got Sanders committed to the inside, then broke back to the outside. Watch him again. Force him upfield. Get him to turn his shoulders. Now work opposite. Come back to the ball. Jerry Rice should have made that catch. I don't care how low it is. When you're a great receiver, you make those catches.
Third down and 7, 3rd and 6. Make it at just inside the 35. Holt back in after missing just 1 play. And Young looked like he tried to hold that one back, intended for John Taylor. And he stopped his delivery, but the ball had already left his hand.
So who comes up with the big play on 3rd down? Not the Falcon defense, but Steve Young throws it into the ground.
So Atlanta will get the football back, and the crowd's starting to sense a little something happening for the home team here. 12-14, still to play, regulation time. Jomsmeyer has punted only twice. He doesn't get to punt much on this team, as we commented earlier. Only 32 coming into the game, by far the lowest in the league. Oh, it's a dandy. Fair catch signal by Smith at the 21-yard line. So Abear and company will take over when we return to the Georgia Dome in a moment.
So, you're buying a new car. Well, before you spend all that money, why not make a free call? 1-800-LSS-WINS. When you do, we'll send you a free video showing how well the Oldsmobile 88 LSS luxury sedan stacks up against cars costing thousands more. It's your money, but fortunately, it's also a free call.
I don't get it. Some guy bets 228 and makes $3 million bucks.
Can you imagine what Willie Mays would be worth today?
Yeah.
No holiday sweepstakes.
Another Heineken, right?
Yeah, please.
No blimp with our name on it. No racing team.
Hey, Mays.
None of that is what made Heineken the #1 imported beer in America.
Where's all that money come from?
Ticket prices.
Yeah, I guess.
And all those beer commercials.
Behold a legendary holiday
of its own. It's a lot to keep your hands on. It's Mode 7 court rotation and Monster Jams. It's NCAA basketball, part of the Super NES Sports Network, and it's in a league of its own. They go everywhere and they really fly. They go anywhere you do. Racing with no track to hold you back. Impossible. Curves, bumps, spins. You control them.
The National Football League is sponsored by Oldsmobile. Remington Triple Foil Shaver. If you grow it, we can shave it. Remington. Heineken, just being the best is enough. And by Magnavox, the ingenious products from Magnavox. They're smart, very smart.
But it became clear today its glorious pass.
6 remaining, regulation time. San Francisco by 10, 24-14. Atlanta ball at their own 21 first down. Jerry Rice having a brilliant day in his personal duel against Deion Sanders. Bobby Eber marched him down the field the last time they had the ball, connecting with Haynes for a 2-yard score. He throws the gap to 10. They're running out of time, and he'll be sacked. Stubblefield, number 94. First 49er sack of the day.
Well, Stubblefield gets him on pure effort, 94, but the play is made right here by Ted Washington. Watch him work inside. He's going to force Hebert to come up right here. Step up inside. Now Stubblefield keeps on going, doesn't stop, and makes the sack. Nicely done by Ted Washington.
2nd and 15 from the 16-yard line. Hebert with time to Pritchard. Drew Hill, pardon me, 85. First down, Atlanta to the 38.
A lot of time to throw that ball, and the reason is right here, number 66. Now Washington gives him some pressure this time, so Lincoln Kennedy just puts the clamps on him, puts that big 300-plus body, gives him all kinds of time. Mechanics are sound. Ball's right where it has to be, and Drew Hill with a big catch.
22 yards on the play. Another sack. The ball is loose. A battle for it. Washington battling, and it looks like Pegram has it. He does. And it was Dennis Brown who stripped it out of the hands of Bobby Hebert. A close call for Atlanta there.
They had not had the pressure till right now. They get their first sack. Now they get pressure from the right side. Watch the hands. See how he slaps the ball out of there. Pegram does a great job of using his smaller body against the bigger body of Washington. Comes up with a fumble.
There's a yard. 2nd and 16. Incomplete. Eric Davis on Haynes. And the Niners defensively doing the job on this series. Brings up 3rd down.
Well, if the 49ers were using this game as a barometer for what they could do down the stretch, I think they've got some very high marks from their defense.
Especially the front today.
Yeah, that was a concern for George Seifert. He thought they were young. He thought they had to really mature, and I think today they really found out that they can play in big games.
And it stays primarily with that 4-1 and the extra backs. Hebert for Risen. He makes the catch. What a catch by Risen against Michael Magruder.
It didn't look like Magruder knew the ball was coming. He never made a play on the ball. Risen very aggressively came back and made the catch.
Boy, that is a big 3rd down play for Atlanta. 19 yards. They needed 16.
Going to their hurry up.
9:45 remaining. Hebert in trouble. Good coverage downfield that time by the Niners.
A good coverage. They had nowhere to go with the ball. Watch the. They're going to 1, 2, 3, 4 receiver route. They go with the zone. Look at this. Zone down here, manned up here, covered all the way around. Nowhere to go with the football. Hebert knows it, makes a quick decision, and tries to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Stubblefield and Brown combine to make the sack. 3rd by San Francisco, all in this series. loss of about 1.5 yards. Flags down. Bob Whitfield, the right tackle, appeared to commit the false start.
False start before the snap. Number 70, offense, 5 yards, still second down.
8 penalties for Atlanta now, 70 yards lost.
Right here, number 70, Bob Whitfield, tackle out of Stanford. They had high hopes from him at the beginning of the season, and he has not really lived up to the expectations that they had for him. He's consistent, but he's not consistent at a high level, and that's what their concern is.
First pick a year ago for the Atlanta Falcons. Second down, 16. Oh, what a sack there. Hebert trying to get the ball out, but he will be down. Troy Wilson, the rookie from Pittsburgh State in Kansas.
But this is what George Seifert told us Troy Wilson can do. He can make a big play. Watch 92, Troy Wilson on Whitfield. He'll go with the arm under. Look at the great job of using his body, getting underneath Whitfield, and gaining leverage, coming up with the sack. Nice presence at the end of Bobby Hebert, trying to make a play out of nothing. Now he's down.
4 sacks now, 20 yards lost by the Falcons against 4 49er sacks. Leaves 3rd and 24. Hebert converted 3rd and 16. See what he does here. Risen got a long way to run, and he can't do it. A good tackle by Michael Magruder. And Risen slow to get up. Risen appeared to be reaching for his arm. Tackle by Magruder, bringing up a 4th down. Jerry Ray, the trainer, out to attend to Andre Rison.
Well, they can't afford to lose Andre Rison. He's a big play player. Everybody on the Falcon offense looks for him to make big plays. Hebert looks for him to make big plays. See right at the end, Magruder with the tackle. I can't see anything.
Hard to say. He put his left arm down to kind of break his fall. That seemed to be what he reached for. Hopefully it's not serious. He had the ball in that arm as well. 5 catches, 101 yards, and a touchdown on the day for Rison. Still getting attention on the field. And we'll be back at the Georgia Dome with 8:12 to go.
Finally, there's a TV that proves...
Got him. Now y'all...
Compliment.
Ready. I don't even understand that myself.
Boozing, wild parties, premarital sex, slavery, magic, jailbreaks, corruption, blackmail.
A reminder, tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern on the NFL Today, we'll explore the state of the game.
This is football, and if the NFL is not careful, they're going to turn this league into a wet league.
If you make an 8-yard run, you got to stand up and beat on your chest. You had a bad career.
In general, 3 points or less is what decides games nowadays, and certainly from my aspect, it makes it very interesting.
Hell no, the game is not boring. I mean, it's not boring for me.
Andre Rison on the Atlanta bench right now, and they were working on his shoulder. He reached for his left arm when he fell, and that's a fairly common place to grab when it's your shoulder that hurts. He landed on it as Magruder put the tackle on him. So that would be a huge loss. It's 4th down Atlanta. Alexander standing at his own 30. Dexter Carter at the San Francisco 10. 49ers, excellent defensive series. Stopping Atlanta cold. Bearcat signal to get bam. The ball is live in the end zone. Touchdown the ball. Touchdown. Football, but it is not a touchdown. He was outside the end zone. Charles Washington, and he muffed it. Charles Washington just recently signed by the Falcons after being with them last year. And here it is. Let's see what happens.
The ball
hit him right on the
was
mat.
first touched by the receiving team on the field of play, recovered by the kicking team in the end zone. By rule, we go to the spot of first touch. Atlanta's ball, first down, goal to go.
Yeah, that's that muff rule. Now, once he touches it, and it's a fumble, and it's recovered by the kicking team, it goes back to the point where it was touched. I was wrong in calling it a touchdown. The muff rule takes over, comes back to the 6-yard line.
Yeah, he never had possession of the ball. He'd have to have had possession. It was a muff. So since he didn't have possession, it is simply a muff and not a fumble. And Jamie Duke's getting that explanation again from Gordon McCarter, but it is Atlanta ball at the 6-yard line. 7:46 still to go. A huge miscue there by Dexter Carter. It could be very costly. 10-point margin. Atlanta ball, first and goal at the 49er 6. Pegram, the lone setback. Pegram away from 2 tacklers. Good job by the 49ers. They nearly had him for a loss.
Now that's team speed right there. He starts up inside, gets forced out, bounces to the outside, and then here comes the troops from the inside out, led by Magruder, Griffin, Dana Hall, Burton Hanks. They all get over there and show team speed.
Pegram lucky to prevent the loss of yardage. Risen is back in the game. Andre Risen comes wide left. The main man in this territory. Second and goal from the 6. Hebert for Haynes, incomplete. Eric Davis on the coverage. The ball a little too high.
Nice call by Bill McPherson, the coordinator, again coming with a blitz down inside the 10. Hebert sees everything, knows where he wants to go with the ball. The ball just takes off on him a little bit, and he throws it behind Haynes. Nice job by Eric Davis closing. Once there's contact made, he drives right through the receiver. There's Bill McPherson right here, the defensive coordinator. That's a gutsy call right there.
Third and goal from the 6. Hebert's got running room, doesn't take it. Instead delivers touchdown, Risen.
See how Risen is running, holding his right arm because that shoulder's messed up. When you have a pattern that's broken, and by broken the quarterback is taking off, you find a way to get open. Hall does a poor job of not staying with the receiver. Andre Risen shows his toughness, going in there knowing he's hurt and making a big play.
Johnson the point after. Hold on to your hats, folks. A 3-point game. 6:48 still to play.
Jerry Glanville said if this game could be close in the 4th quarter, we will win the game. If we can find a way to keep it close, if we can find a way to slow down the 49er offense and keep it close in the 4th quarter, we will win. Let's see if he's prophetic. The difference on this play is right at the end. Dana Hall takes his eyes off the receiver, looks back at Bobby Hebert, and that allows the separation between Hall and Risen. Risen gets the 6.
Andre Risen has already had a shoulder separation this season. It's the kind of thing that troubles him. But it didn't trouble him enough to keep him out of the lineup from the 6-yard line. That's scoring territory for Andre Risen. And this crowd alive now. They were on their hands for 3 quarters.
Well, the great thing about the game of football is never how you start, it's always how you finish.
Eisen smiling through his pain as he talks to the trainer, Jerry Ray. Dexter Carter can't play the return men. Good kickoff by Johnson. Carter will not bring it out. Remember, the 49ers are without timeouts remaining. 3-point game could well be a factor. 6:42 to play. San Francisco will start from their 20.
Well, Young and Rice have been effective all game long. See, Deion Sanders walked over to the huddle of the 49ers and was talking to Jerry Rice right before the play started.
Dexter Carter trying to get wide. Good job by Carter, but a flag down. Carter got about 9. Atlanta had pretty good pursuit, but he just turned it up that corner.
There's a Falcon down out there.
That's Ron George, the rookie linebacker who became a starter ahead of Darian Connor on the right side, holding against San Francisco.
Gordon McCardle, give us the call.
Holding, number 84, offense, 10 yards, repeat first down.
Yeah, when the flag is thrown from that position, it's generally right here at number 84, the tight end, Brent Jones. He's going to be working on Ron George. Bumps inside. Actually, he's working on Archambault, and I don't see a hold anywhere. One of those phantom calls. There's been a couple of them today.
Ron George, meanwhile, still getting attention on the field. And it's his ankle they're working on there. Well, we are at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, Georgia. 6:36 remaining in the fourth quarter. And the San Francisco 49ers, who had pretty much their way throughout this game until the fourth quarter, trail the lead now by only 3 points. And they have the football. Ron George up on his feet and limping toward the sideline. Tim Ryan with Matt Millen here in Atlanta today.
Ron George, rookie out of Stanford, and speaking to Jerry Glanville, first of all, it drives him crazy when a rookie has to play for him. And he said, Ron George told me he was hurt. And he said, well, you just have a couple of broken transverse process in your back. You're not hurt. You get back out there and play. He said, that in college you said you're hurt. In professional football, that's just, you just are uncomfortable. Get back out there and play.
Well, that means he'll probably get back in here fairly shortly. It's just a little ankle. Darian Connor has replaced him, number 56. First and 20, San Francisco at their 10. Lean for 3. Stacked up by the middle of that Falcon defense.
Tried to run right back inside where Pierce Holt has really played himself a pretty good football game. Yeah, he's beat up and he's worn down, but he's a battler. And he'll play from start to finish. He never gives up. He'll make a play when you have to have it, and now they have to have it.
Chuck Smith has come in at the left defensive end. Young for Brent Jones, and immediately by Tuttle. Got only about 5 on the play. It'll leave 3rd and 11. Well, depending on the spot, right on the 23rd and 10.
The thing I like about Steve Young is there's no panic in him. Now, he knows that he has 3rd down to give himself 3rd and long if he has to. It doesn't matter. He just wants to give himself a better position than he's had. And he picks himself up 5 yards and gives him 3rd and 10.
49ers tried to run in Sanjay Beach. Couldn't get in time.
Young for Brent Jones, incomplete. Good pressure from the Falcons, rushing the throw.
And Jerry Glanville is going to have to go Pat Harper, number 47, the rookie, on the back, because he has turned himself in a pretty solid game covering the tight end all day long. Been right on top of him. Harper does a good job of keeping his hands on the receiver and then breaking on the ball. That ball is thrown the only place it could have been thrown because Harper took away by body position the passing lane.
Wilmsmeyer, his fourth punt of the day, standing at his 5. Tony Smith at the Atlanta 40. Bearcat signal at the 38-yard line. Decent field position for Atlanta, trailing by 3 with 4:55 remaining to play in the fourth. Well, tomorrow our usual full slate of action. Sunday afternoon on CBS, Chicago at Tampa Bay and the Rams at New Orleans, the early games. 4 o'clock games, Dallas at Minnesota. Detroit will be at Phoenix. And, of course, new quarterback again.
Well, you heard of the Super Bowl shuffle. This is the quarterback shuffle. First it was Rodney Peete was number 1, and Eric Kramer was number 2, Andre Ware was 3. Well, then they got rid of that. Then he became 1, he became 2, and he became 3. Then they went back to him being number 1, him being number 2, and him being number 3. Now what that means is Eric Kramer is number 1, and he goes to number 3. I haven't figured it out yet, and it looks to me like Wayne Fontes hasn't figured it out either.
Plus, he let his offensive coordinator go, Dan Henning. Atlanta, meanwhile, first down at their own 38-yard line. Almost intercepted, intended for Rising. A flag flies at the line of scrimmage. Don Griffin had the coverage and broke it up beautifully, nearly had a pick. And a penalty against Atlanta.
Yeah, they got big Lincoln Kennedy with hands to the face on Ted Washington. Big Lincoln. Watch here, number 66, working on 97, Ted Washington. Gets his hands up. See, he just gets that big paw right in his hand.
Jam to the face, number 66, offense.
Okay. Jammed his helmet right off his head. That's been a good battle all game long. 2 big men. And Lincoln Kennedy's done a pretty good job.
David Mims has come in for Michael Haynes at wide receiver. Pritchard, Mims, and Rison all out to the left. Pegram out of the backfield.
Look at the feet of Eric Pegram. Eric Pegram has no qualms about catching the short passes. There are big running backs who say, I don't want to catch a short pass. I want to run the football. Eric Pegram says, I don't really care how I get the ball. I just want the ball. And when I run, he says, I don't run with the idea of throwing moves. I'm running out of fear. I just don't want anybody to hit me.
Well, Stubblefield hit him that time, but not before he got 14. It leaves 2nd and 6. Deion Sanders, first down.
I like this. Deion Sanders in the game when you have to have it. Put your best players out on the field. You see him in the slot, 21. Deion Sanders just gonna come across. Watch him move down. Just come across, and there's now Griffin will make the break on him. Sanders fights for the first down and picks it up.
First down at the 49-yard line of Atlanta. Under the 3:30 mark. Deep sideline for Sanders. Incomplete.
Nicely done by Don Griffin again. Sanders goes up, catches the ball at the highest point. Now he's got to come down with it. Watch the crossing route. Griffin with a matchup all the way. Watch him play the ball in the air. Get your hand in there. He got the right hand of Griffin to knock the ball out. Watch his right hand come around. Nicely done by Don Griffin. Hebert wanted that one.
Michael Haynes, meanwhile, has missed the last 3 plays, being attended to on the bench. Now just putting his shoe back on. Hebert just gets it off. It's picked and caught by Mims. First down, Atlanta, to the 34-yard line. Out the hands of Pritchard. Alert catch by Mims.
And when you see players like that, you have a feeling that it's going to be Atlanta's day. Watch the ball, gets tipped right there. Mims right on top of it, comes up with another first down.
At the 34-yard line of the San Francisco 49ers, 2:40 remaining. Screen to Pegram. Good work by the 49ers. Magruder coming up to make the tackle.
That's a tough tackle to make. That's the hardest tackle in all of football to make when you have no help anywhere, inside or out, to come up one-on-one against the back with the feet of Pegram and make the play. High mark for Magruder.
Well, some of the longtime 49ers and their fans might be fearing a little deja vu. Falcons haven't lost to San Francisco. The only 3 times that the Falcons have beaten San Francisco at home in the last 10 years, they were all funky things that happened at the end of a game. One of them was a tie. One was a Hail Mary that had zeros up. And they may be facing something like that here today, but 2:26, a long way to go. At the 34-yard line.
And both these coaches are aware of it. In fact, Jerry Glanville told us, you know, the only time we've really beaten him has been at the end of the game with a big play. He said, I was thinking about starting this game by putting Billy Joe Tolliver in and lining all the receivers up and just throwing deep 3 just to start the game, just to get that Hail Mary out of the way.
1983, it was Bartkowski to Billy White Shoes Johnson. Sylvester Stamps forced a tie game when they were trailing in 1986. In 1991, Billy Joe Tolliver's pass to Michael Haynes for a victory. It pushed the 49ers out of the playoffs. Second and 5. Deep to the corner for Risen, making the turn. Can't make the catch.
Good job by Risen defensively. That's that transition game again. He knew he could not make the catch, but he was not going to let Magruder make the interception. Your best receivers are great receivers, but they're just good defensive backs. Watch this at the end. See that? He was not going to allow Magruder to make the play. Andre Rison playing with a bad shoulder. He's toughing it out and playing well.
And tremendous efforts on part of both teams here. Individual players. Pierce Holt we saw come in and out of the game with injuries. With a number on each team. Third down. Hebert, incomplete for Mims.
Ball was thrown behind Mims.
Griffin on the coverage. And they have a 4th down. Johnson coming on the field. 2:17 to play.
Another gutsy call by the defensive staff of the 49ers, going with a blitz, trying to force the throw. That time it worked. Hebert throws the ball behind, forcing the field goal.
This will be a 47-yard attempt. Johnson has a long of 54 this season. Has only missed 1 field goal all year earlier in this game. It's good. From 47 yards out, we have a tie football game.
What he had done wrong earlier and knocked it right down the middle to tie this game up.
Well, San Francisco with a victory here today and a loss by the Saints to the Rams tomorrow could clinch the NFC West. Obviously, they'll have more opportunities to do that in the final 3 games of the season. For Atlanta, if they win here today, They feel that they're still in the playoff hunt. They know they must win this. This is their only shot, and it's a long shot at best.
And look right here. See this? 17 unanswered points by the Falcons. They got a big plus right there on the muffed punt by Dexter Carter. That gave them the opportunity to go in and score. But right now, it looks like the Falcon defense has risen to the occasion in the second half, and they are playing pretty good football.
Atlanta, should they score the upset here today, will have Washington and Cincinnati on the road and finish up at home against Phoenix. And that's why they feel that if they can beat this outstanding 49er team here today, they could run the table and have a shot at a playoff, despite our own 5 starts. Dexter Carter from the 5. A hit, and a fumble, Falcon ball. With some consolation, it appears, for Carter, has had a muff and a fumble. Ken Tippins recovered. Darian Connor made the hit.
Carter tries to cut back right into a full head of steam of Darian Connor. Elbert Shelley right on top of it, but Ken Tippins comes up with a fumble. Watch him cut back right in full head of steam. Logan is down at the end of this play. Special teams have got them 2 opportunities. One was a touchdown, and now another opportunity to try and go ahead in this game.
Atlanta will have a first down at the 18-yard line. The 3rd San Francisco turnover. The one by Pegram that was costly for Atlanta early in the game, and that's been a problem for them all season long. But it's been the 3 by the 49ers that have given Atlanta this chance in the red zone territory, the scoring zone, at the 18, and a first down. And Logan is up under his own power.
Well, they're patting Dexter Carter on the back, and for good reason. He's second in the NFL in punts, and he's got them a lot of good field position. He had 2 miscues today, but he'll get other opportunities, and he's good enough that he's going to make big plays again. Most important thing for returners to be able to forget about what's happened.
Bobby Hebert, 24 of 39, 290 yards, and he has his team at the 18-yard line and a chance to take the lead. 2:01 on the clock. Bouncing back from that 6-interception game a week ago, when you talked to him, you knew that that wasn't going to be a problem for him. As you pointed out earlier, Matt, he can just wipe those things out in the game and certainly afterwards. Hebert, just a little quarterback sneak as we have reached the 2-minute warning. 24-24 here at the Georgia Dome.
So you think driving an Oldsmobile 88 is like sitting in your living room?
Introducing the Quantum Random Orbit Sander. It works 4 times faster than a finishing sander with swirl-free results. So now you can tackle any project from start to finish. The new Quantum line from Black & Decker.
The client everybody's after wants to meet us for dinner. Can you be ready in 10 minutes?
Norelco introduces the compact speed racer. Why show up at a 7 p.m. meeting with a 7 a.m. shave? The new Norelco speed racer. Close and comfortable to go.
My dandruff's really bad. The itch drives me crazy. I'll try anything. The Denorex side feels different. It has a clean, tingling feeling. Nothing with Head & Shoulders.
Both Denorex and Head & Shoulders have effective dandruff medicine. But Denorex goes a step further with something extra that tingles to give your scalp a fresh, invigorating feeling.
That tingle is why I started using Denorex.
Try Denorex with conditioners, the serious dandruff shampoo.
No more flakes, no more itch. My dandruff's history.
minutes ago, I referred to this game, November 3rd, 1991. 9 seconds on the clock. Billy Joe Tolliver is the Falcon quarterback. Their last opportunity here to win the game. The Hail Mary, Haynes for the touchdown. 17-14, Falcon victory. And it knocked the 49ers out of the playoffs. Well, we're back live now. There's a look at John Taylor on the sideline. Oh, well, that's not a live picture. That's the way it was in 91. Now we're back live. And there's Michael Haynes, who made that catch. And we're tied at 24. Quarterback sneak on that play before the 2-minute warning.
Well, remember earlier in the game, the 49ers had terrible clock management and had to waste their third timeout with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Well, right now, that thing is biting them in the rear end because the Falcons are just going to get field position with quarterback sneaks, run the clock down, deny the 49ers the football, and rely on the foot of Norm Johnson.
Johnson, who has missed only once all season long, was 21 for 21 coming in, had 26 in a row, reaching back to last year before he missed earlier today from 38. Has since hit one to tie it up. .1:15 and counting down. And that'll bring up fourth down.
And they'll let the 40-second clock run down here, then call a timeout with 1 or 2 seconds left. And that should give about 30 seconds for a kickoff and some kind of comeback for the 49ers.
Norm Johnson, the chance to be the hero here for the winning field goal. Had already set the NFL mark for field goals consecutively in one season with 21 before his miss earlier today. He had that coming into the game. He was trying to catch John Carney's NFL record of 29 in a row, but that miss, of course, knocked him out of that record. All he cares about right now is 3 points for Atlanta. .32 seconds. The clock is stopped with the timeout.
Remember, Jerry Glanville told us if they could be close in the fourth quarter, they would win the game. Well, he's going to have his opportunity. Funny thing is, it wasn't anything that the Falcons did. It's what the 49ers didn't do, and that was hold on to the ball. Special teams came up big. 2 miscues, 1 for a touchdown, and the other one to give them this opportunity to win.
Dexter Carter muffing the kickoff return and setting up the Hebert to rise in 6-yard score. And then Carter's fumble of this last kickoff return, giving Atlanta the ball and this opportunity. Alexander, the punter, is the holder. Ruther will snap it. Johnson will attempt a 37-yarder with 32 seconds to play. It is good. Acquired from Seattle. They had had a long and industrious career, successful one. They thought he might be reaching the twilight years, and he's been brilliant here in Atlanta. There was a Falcon down and injured on the field, being attended to at the 25-yard line. And there are 28 seconds left. You've got Jerry Rice, you've always got a chance. You've got Steve Young, you've always got a chance. The #1 quarterback in football, and like Hebert, a fierce competitor. And while there is more at stake for Atlanta, you know that the 49ers are going to play this one right down to the final second.
Well, you got personnel that gives you a chance, Rice, Taylor, Young. You have no time, that takes away from your chance, and no timeouts, that takes away from your chance.
Much discussion. Steve Bono talking to Steve Young, and it's Archambault, the injured Falcon player, Lester Archambault, and now he suddenly pops up, obviously feeling better. And he has played well all day on defense.
49ers played pretty good defense also. Their secondary has been pretty good all season long. I think they've gotten better. When they've had to stop them, they've come up with a stop.
Ampley and Dexter Carter are the deep men. Carter would love a chance to redeem himself. Let's see whether Johnson gives him that opportunity. Johnson kicks it high. It'll be Carter, fair catching at the 15. No time off the clock here in the final 2 minutes, of course, until the receiver catches it. He signaled fair catch, so they have 28 seconds remaining. Steve Young brings him on. No timeouts. And it would take an Atlanta-type miracle finish for San Francisco to pull this out. Rice, Singleton, Taylor, Beach, 4 wide receivers. Tom Rathman, the only setback. 3 wides to the right. Interception, Sanders. Second interception of the day, 6th of the year. Sanders saw that coming all the way.
Sat back in the zone, just broke on the ball before Jerry Rice could break on the ball. It was a great matchup, one that I think Rice won. But he douses this fire. Rice working up the field. Now watch him come from the top of your screen with the break. He had the benefit of sitting back and playing everything in front of him.
Matt, watching the Falcons practice on Thursday, very near the end of the workout, Jerry Glanville had the 49er offense from his scout team showing that look exactly, and he was making a real strong point of telling his players to be alert. Late in the game, they'll show 3 over on one side, and they'll go to Rice on the other side. The Falcons were very well prepared for that play, and Deion Sanders, pick number 2. So a little pushing and shoving at the end of the game. As the clock will count down, the 49ers will take their 4th defeat, falling to 9-4. New Orleans plays tomorrow at the Rams. Atlanta 6-7 now, and 3 games left against teams they could beat.
The Atlanta Falcons felt like they had to run the football to win, but how they won was special teams. 2 turnovers put them over the edge.
Final score, Falcons 27-24. We'll be back at the Georgia Dome in a moment.